What's good? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Matthew Shack, live here in Los Angeles. Welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered. First things first, salute to the Unfiltered Nation. Salute to the Unfiltered fam. Salute to the Mod Squad. Salute to all you goons. Run the likes up. Keep the likes at 50% or higher, preferably higher. You know, and last but not least, man, tip your bartender, dog. What's going on with you guys, man? Thursday, we parlaying, dog. We chilling, laying in the cut. Some of y'all, Jack, just got off of work. Some of y'all just, enjoying sports or whatever, man. Kicking it with the fam, bam, and figured I'd come on here, man, and Charles with you guys, chop it up for a little bit, and just go over something that I had been thinking about. Because yesterday, man, we had a cool live over some Japanese food, and the amount of interest that was garnered by y'all in regards to where I was eating at. It's sparked up another idea, bruh. Something that I'm going to be doing for y'all. But we'll get to that when the time comes. But I was thinking about yesterday's live and the fact that we were going over these numbers, rookie numbers that all these players had received, and we were talking about iconic numbers and who has to live up to a number out of everybody, who was issued a number yesterday. Not just them. There's a lot of other people, unrestricted, free agents that came over. I think their numbers have already. We didn't get too many free agents. But if we bring any other ones, we'll have to figure that out. And then we had the undrafted free agents. Then we had the draft picks and what numbers they picked. And I just wanted to just go over this with you guys real quick, man. Just want to go over this with you guys, man. Make sure y'all go pick up the Howie Long, man. You know what I'm saying? Pick this up. It's still on the site, man. I mean, everything we got, I wear. It's tight. I say, man, let me go and pull out. Let me go pull out the Depoy right quick, man. Go pull out Howie right quick. Okay. One of my goats. But with that being said, man, I was thinking about, all of us has heard that Coach Flores has given Fernando Mendoza the thumbs up and his salute and his blessing for him to wear number 15. And I didn't get a chance to cover it. I was like, man, did I talk about that? Even though it was a few days ago, I didn't go over it. And due to the fact that I went over numbers yesterday, and we did mention, let's get these likes up, man. Likes ain't liking at all, man. What is going on with the likes, bro? Let me just, really, bro, come on, dog. Y'all walking up in here, man, y'all ain't clicking no like button, man. Y'all tripping, bro. What's wrong with you guys, man? Every day, y'all know I'm coming in here to give y'all some game, coming here to give you guys what you guys want, and then you can't even hit the like button, bro? Really? I have to say something to y'all, man. As long as I've been over here, you never have to ask where Shaq is. You never have to worry if Shaq don't show up, okay? I don't ask for much. I ask for y'all, tip your bartender, patronize the store, and hit the like button. I mean, damn. Come on, man. Y'all really not doing what y'all need to be doing in here, man. Stop being lazy, bro. What if I was lazy, bro? What if I was as lazy as y'all? If all I had to do was just show up and just turn on the camera and not say nothing for an hour and I get all the views, come on, bro. What would that make me, man? Come on, man. Have some pride, bro. Pride and poise. Pride and poise, man. What's wrong with y'all? Dang, man. Come on, man. I've been meaning to tell you guys. Y'all got to go better than this, dog. Come on, man. All right. Anyway, like I was saying, I hadn't been over this, bro. Okay. And I'm going to go over it now. All right. So I got this off of Raiders.com. I got it off of .com. And Paul Gutierrez, okay, Paul G, Paul E.G., one of the guys I always forget to mention him when I talk about guys I respect, Raider beat writers, bro. I always forget to remember. Justin Saw does a good job of telling me about Paul. But a lot of times, man, I be forgetting. I be saying Tashawn Reed and, Vinny Bonsieri and all these other dudes. You know what I'm saying? Even Hondo, but I always forget about Paulie G, man. So This is Paul Gutierrez, okay, and this is off of .com, who, when you heard the quote that Coach Tom Flores, man, absolute legend, two-time Super Bowl champion, Mexican-American quarterback legend, and the first person to ever play quarterback for the Raiders and wear number 15, gave Fernando Mendoza his blessing. But I didn't hear it was from him. I didn't, what I was reading, the quotes that I was reading didn't credit Paul Gutierrez as the person who Tom Flores was talking to. Okay? So I'm going to give Paulie G his props. So that quote that you got came directly to Paul Gutierrez from Coach Flores. So I'm going to read it. Okay, this is .com. This is Paul Gutierrez a couple of days ago. And he said, the voice on the other end of the phone was strong and excited. Tom Flores, the Hall of Fame Raiders coach and the first quarterback in franchise history, had something to say. Because after hearing Fernando Mendoza's claim that he wasn't quite sure if he had, quote, earned the right to wear his jersey 15 with the Raiders, the same digits Flores run in the early days of the AFL, Flores cleared his throat. Yes, the 89-year-old Flores told me, Paul Gutierrez, Mendoza had his blessing. Okay? Quote, he deserves my blessing, Flores said, because if he's not the real deal, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Unquote. In other words, if he ain't the real deal, bro, I definitely have lost my edge. That's what he's saying. Okay? Flores laughed a deep belly laugh. Quote, he's perfect. He continued. He can make every throw. He can make plays. And what can he do? He does it all. He's fun to watch. Plus, he's a good-looking kid like me, unquote. Another deep belly laugh ensued. But Mendoza, on the tour of the Raiders headquarters last week, after being drafted number 1, was not joking. He was very serious about how much he wanted to be honored and respect the Raiders tradition. Deeply serious. But when I told him of Flores' word, a slight smile crossed his face. Quote, this is Mendoza, he's more handsome than me, Mendoza deadpan, but it speaks to the testament of once a Raider, always a Raider, of how the involved alumni is, and I'm blessed to be a part of this organization. I can't thank him enough. I am so blessed. I had a good college career. I haven't done anything in the NFL. So for him as an NFL legend and a Raider legend, for him to give me permission to wear the number 15 and represent the Raiders nation silver and black and him and all in one is an internal blessing. Every day I'm going to have a commitment to excellence to make sure I can live up to that standard. Quote, now the Raiders do not retire numbers, never have, most likely never will. All right. And then there was the people who wore the numbers. All right. So my question is this. Okay. Oh, also Jim Plunkett spoke too. Let me get to Jim Plunkett. All right. Jim Plunkett said it's been 55 years since a Latino was taken first in the NFL draft. That was him in 1971 when he got drafted from Stanford to the New England Patriots. Okay, and he hoped it wouldn't take another 55 years. This is what Jim Plunkett said, two-time Super Bowl champion who's been railroaded as far as the Hall of Fame is concerned. Quote, it's important to the Hispanic community, Plunkett told me. I'm very proud of Fernando, and you know Tom Flores was my coach for a while, so I'd like to see more Hispanics. And in the past, Hispanics didn't grow very tall, so it was a tough for a Hispanic quarterback to make the NFL. Now we're getting bigger, stronger, into the sport more. Long time ago, a lot of my friends growing up were playing soccer, not football, but things have changed. Obviously, look at Fernando. So when Raider Nation gets a look at Fernando, he'll be wearing a familiar, if not sacred number. It is a privilege for him to wear my number, Coach Flores said. I'd like to see him practice, unquote. So I've read that, but my question isn't this. My question to you guys is, we all know how iconic Coach Flores is. We know that, all right? Not only was he the first quarterback ever for the Raiders, he's also a Hispanic quarterback as well. Okay, so that pedigree carries very heavily with a extremely loyal and proud Hispanic fan base. Many of you guys are members over here. Many of you proud Hispanic and Latin fans of the Raiders are also Unfiltered Nation. You guys know that. Y'all know I give y'all much love and much respect. I'm always shouting you guys out. I try my best with my sorry ass Spanish to try to throw in some Spanish. I do all of that, bro, because I grew up with a bunch of real ones, real Hispanic homies, Mexican, El Salvadorian, Argentinian, Panamanian. I grew up with all them cats, bro. I played football with them, dog. I grew up with all them dudes. Them dudes had my back when a lot of the brothers didn't. Okay, so much love to you guys. But with that said, my question is this: will Fernando Mendoza be the greatest Raider to wear number 15 when it's all said and done? That was my question. Okay, all right. So let's do a poll first before we get into it. Let's get these likes up, man. Likes ain't liking at all, bro. We got to fix this. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Fernando Mendoza at the end of his career will be the greatest person to ever wear number 15. And put a 2 in the chat if you think he will not accomplish that feat. All right. We all know right now, Coach Flores is the most famous Raider to wear number 15. All right. So I'm going to say it again, poll for all you guys that are there. If you feel that Fernando Mendoza at the end of his career will be the greatest Raider to ever wear number 15 over Coach Flores, or if you think that he will fall short of that. Now, before we get into, I'll give you guys some time to put your thoughts down. Let's go over the people who's actually wore number 15, because we forgot some people. We did a pretty good job yesterday, okay? But there's a few people we forgot, all right? So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's been 10 players, well, 9 as of now, 10 with Fernando, that is wore the number 15. All right, let's go over them. Okay, Tom Flores last rocked it in Oakland in 1966. All right, so from 1960, the inception of the Raiders, to 1966, Tom Flores wore number 15. All right, then you had Mike Ray wear it in 1976. Okay, then 1976, 1977. So for 10 years, nobody wore number 15. For 10 years, nobody wore it. Okay, and then Jeff Hostetler, who I mentioned yesterday, wore it for 3 years, 1993 to 1996. Then you had Matt Flynn. Remember Matt Flynn? I forgot about Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn wore it in 2013. He wore number 15. Then Gardner Minshew wore it in 2024. And then Kenny Two Gloves Pickett wore it last year. Okay, plus receivers Johnny Lee Higgins, winning, Justin Saw mentioned him. Michael Crabtree, okay, they wore it in 2015 to 2017, and we forgot a guy by the name of Nelson Aguilar. Remember Nelson Aguilar, man? Catch a touchdown, drop a touchdown. Okay, Nelson Aguilar wore number 15 as well. All right, so like I said before, the question, once again, for those of you guys that may be coming in late, let's get these likes up. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Fernando Mendoza by the end of his career will be the greatest player to ever wear number 15, and put a 2 in the chat if you think that he will not achieve that. All right. My vote is that yes, Fernando Mendoza will be the greatest player to wear number 15. He will definitely do that. All right. He has 15 years or more to do that. All right. I foresee that happening because as iconic as Coach Flores is, he's not in the Hall of Fame as a player. He's in the Hall of Fame as a coach. Okay? He's definitely a maverick. He was the first quarterback of Hispanic descent to be a starting quarterback in the AFL. Okay? But he made his bones coaching. All right? I think Fernando Mendoza will play better than Mike Ray. I think he'll play better than Jeff Hostetler. I think he'll play better than Matt Flynn. I know he'll play better than Gardner Minshew. And I know he'll be better than Kenny Pickett. Okay? Will he be better than Flores? I'm willing to say yeah. I'm willing to say yeah. Okay? And Coach Flores said it himself, and Jim Plunkett said it himself. Okay? As a Hispanic quarterback, fully Hispanic. Understand his mother's Cuban American and his father's Cuban American. The kid is 6'5", bro. He's Peyton Manning. He's 6'5", 236. You don't see Hispanic cats walking around like that every day, bro. I mean, 6'5", 236. Man, that right there, man, is a small forward in the NBA. Okay? I'm willing to believe that he will be better than Tom Flores was. Okay? Tom Flores also played for the Buffalo Bills, and then he played for the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay? And if you didn't know, Coach Flores won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Okay? Super Bowl IV against the Vikings. He was Glenn Dawson's backup. All right? So I'm willing to believe that Mendoza is going to be the greatest player to wear number 15. Now, here's the thing. None of these other cats had to get Coach Flores' permission nor their approval to wear his number. Okay? Because I know damn well Coach Flores didn't approve Gardner Shit Show to wear number 15. I'm pretty sure Coach Flores didn't do that. I'm pretty sure Kenny Pickett was not on the short list of you could wear my shit. Okay? Matt Flynn either. Jeff Hostetler, hell nah, he was just okay. He was probably the best out of all of them. And Mike Ray, I can't even remember who the hell he is. And I was a Raider fan during that time. All I remember, maybe he was a third string dude. Okay? Because I knew David Hum was Stabler's backup. Okay? So I don't even know who Mike Ray is. He was only there a year. Okay? So, with all that being said, man, I think the fact that there's a lot riding on this as far as the Hispanic community is concerned. Like I said before, man, I'm not giving the passes to y'all over here, man. If you guys are y'all Latin, y'all minorities, okay? I'm not gonna let y'all do him like you did Derek Carr, bro. Okay? It was okay to do it to DC because DC wasn't from a minority background. Okay? But y'all ain't gonna do this kid any kind of way, bro. Okay? You're gonna get cussed out. You're gonna get talked to. We're gonna see you. We're gonna definitely come see you, bro, behind Fernando Mendoza, though. Okay? Because, like I said before, a lot of you guys have not been to a Raider game since the Raiders been in Vegas. You ain't got no excuse now. You don't got no excuse. Even if they're not winning, you need to take your ass to Vegas because you're getting ready to see something that has not happened in 55 years. As soon as Fernando Mendoza starts, that's history. And you're with a franchise that's had 2 Hispanic quarterbacks in their history. Okay? And one became a 2-time 2-0 Super Bowl championship coach, and the other one became 2-0 as a quarterback in Jim Plunkett, who's also Mexican American, who happens to be from myself, Bill Holloway's, and Raider Trey's neighborhood. Okay, when we was kids, we would go to Mr. and Mrs. Plunkett's house and get Halloween candy from them over there. Okay, Bill and Raider Trey will let you know that. All right. So, with that being said, bro, okay, I think Fernando's is going to be in good hands, and I think he's going to succeed, bro. Okay, you know the AFL, uh, American Football League, is a defunct league. That's like talking about the ABA at this point. Okay, uh, and if Fernando can win a Super Bowl, oh, let's say when he wins the Super Bowl, come on, bro, he will be the GOAT. He'll be the GOAT to that number. All right. Will he be the GOAT of the franchise? That remains to be seen. But he wins the championship, being that he is, the first Hispanic quarterback to be drafted number one in 55 years. It hasn't happened since Plunkett was drafted, and that's how long it's been. All right. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's going on this season. I just wanted to come in and let you guys know, man. Hey, Coach Flores is geeked up. Says he wants to see him practice. We prayers go out to Coach Flores. We have heard some, different reports in regards to his health. Okay, he's 89 years old, man. That's not somebody who's going to be, you know what I'm saying, going to the discotheque and dancing all night. Okay, so with that being said, I guess we'll find out. All right. So let me see what you guys are talking about, man. I definitely want to come in. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But the question of the day is, will Fernando Mendoza, now if you're coming in late, put a 1 in the chat if you agree, put a 2 in the chat if you do not agree. Will Fernando Mendoza be the greatest Raider to wear the number 15? Okay, just for context. All right, Flores, 1966. Mike Ray, 1976 to 77. Hostetler, 93 to 96. Matt Flynn, 2013. Gardner Minshew, 2024. Kenny Pickett, 2025. Johnny Lee Higgins, wide receiver, 2007 to 2010. Michael Crabtree, 2015 to 2017. And Nelson Aguilar. All right. So let me read you guys' questions, see what y'all talking about, man. Make sure. Also, I have an announcement to make. Anybody who has ordered their shirts, their Mendoza shirts, your stuff has been shipped. Everything is shipped. Okay? So check your email, check your spam folder. You don't get to say that it ain't on its way, because it is. All right? It's on its way. All right? Been on its way. Been on its way. Some of you guys, y'all just want to come over here and say you didn't get what you had to get. All right, I understand it, man. Ask, tell me, whatever. But everything is sent, all right, as of now. Should have got an email. All right. So let me see what's going on with you guys, man. All right, man. See what's popping. And we'll go from there. All right. Okay, man. Alfredo Mendoza, man. Hey, Alfredo, man. Hey, man. How everything go down there in Cancun? I saw you out there rocking your Fernando Mendoza, man. Now it's time to get the dive shirt, bro. Time to get the dive one now, man. Time to get the dive one. Be prepared, you guys, for other things that are going to be released. All right, man. Big Daddy Murder, man. Where's cracking? All right. Yeah, man. Unfiltered fam, what's going on, man? All right, man. Big Daddy Murder in the house. Justin Sizzle. All right, you already know what's popping. Hey, man, I'm chilling. Parlaying. Okay. Just so heavy on the Raiders lately. That's what it is. Oh, well, man, I'm just trying to throw something in there for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put some meat on the plate so you just don't have a bunch of potatoes on it. You know what I'm saying? Okay? But there's other things that we're going to be doing. So get ready. Don't get comfortable with the content. All right, man. Okay, run the likes up. Keep the likes up. 50%. All right, man. Please, one for the nation. Not right now. All right, man. Raiders. Raider Rob. What's going on, big dog? Patrizzle. What's up, P? Hey, good evening, Shaq UN and UF. What's up, P? And they're chilling. All right, and they're parlaying. Let's get the likes up. All right, straight up. All right. Happy Thursday, man. Daniel Berry Sports. Justin Saab, of course. Tom Flores will approve. He's a real Raider. Well, did Tom Flores approve these other bums? I mean, Flores didn't approve these dudes. They still had it on. Mike Ray, Jeff Hostetler, Matt Flynn, Gardner Minshew, Kenny Pickett. Coach Flores didn't sign up on that, bro. All right. Straight up, man. Patrice. Talking to Alfredo. Okay, for sure. Okay. All right, man. Off the hook, man. Yeah, man. Let's get these likes up, man. Let's go. Black Shack Attack. What's going on? All right, man. It's not hard, man. Hit the like button. That's right, Big Daddy Murder. Like I said, man, I don't ask for a lot, bro. I just ask for what I deserve. If I come on here every day, spitting hot lava every day, y'all should hook me up every day. All right, man. Let's get it up, man. Pause. Okay. Pause. All right, man. Keep that alone. All right, man. Straight up. All right, man. Just as Paul Cheddars has been covering the Raiders for years, since the Oakland days. Yeah, man. I just be, forgetting about him, dog. I got to do a better job. Okay, that's why I'm giving him all his props and respect as we speak now. Okay, got to do a better job of mentioning that man's name. All right, man. Bushido Brown was going on. Marty Lowe was happening. You and Rose out there in Jersey was happening. Okay, Alfredo Tar, man. The draft party looked amazing at the Palms. Yeah, man. You got to talk to who was at the Palms? Was it Major Raider? I think either Major Raider or Whittington Thomas went to that. Okay. All right, man. So yeah, it definitely was cooking. All right. Okay, you have to ask them because I don't know. I wasn't there. I was here in L.A. All right, man. Straight up. All right, man. Yeah. Number. I see all these ones. It's like you guys got some faith in the kid. Ones. Trees. When you grow up in the hood like you grew up around your brown brothers and sisters, we are from where we're from. Dude, yeah. I'm telling you, it's like I've told you guys several stories, bro. Like my generation, we mixed like that. But some of the older generations and the uncles and some of them from in our neighborhood, they didn't like us. They didn't have no kind of affinity for black folks. Okay, so like I said, man, there's been a couple of situations, man, where where I'm from the east side, and on the east side, man, we had barrios there, man. We had hoods. We had our little sets, our little gang or whatever we had. Okay, but there's a certain area, man, who had a barrio. It's called Barrio Rio Seco. It's still there. Okay, and I'm coming home from football practice. I'm walking with my boy, and I might have told y'all the story before. I'm walking with my boy. I'm walking through the set, and I was walking through there with him. He gets to his house, man, and I just keep walking so I can cut back to going towards my house because walking at night, coming from football practice, I didn't really want to walk too much by myself because there was always loose dogs running around. There was always something going on, and wasn't a lot of lights. A lot of the street lights weren't really working and all that kind of shit. So I'm walking through there, man. I had a couple of cats, had a couple of essays, man. They come up on me, man. I come on, dog. I'm 10. I'm 10 years old, bro. What are you doing over here? You're not supposed to be in this area, man. You're not supposed to be. We kick your little ass and da 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 da. I mean, they definitely, surrounded me. I'm like, man, these dudes grown ass men. What are you talking about? So, man, I just came from Johnny's house. Okay, all right. So we don't give a shit, man. You better get up out of here quick. So, all right, man, I got up out of here, man. They was pushing me and doing all of that. You get out of here and calling me the N word and all that kind of stuff. No A on the end. Okay, calling me puto, call me everything. Right? So I went to practice, man. He's like, hey man, you gonna walk this way or that way? I said, man, I ain't walking your way no more, bro. I ain't walking your way. He said, why? I said, man, them cats, man, they gave me a hard time. They did that, man. They was calling me, N-word and pushing me, calling me all kinds of names, bro. Okay, Medicone, all kinds of stupid shit. Man, Johnny's like, what? Oh, man, I'm going to tell my uncle. Uncle was the shot caller. Now, I've been over there many a time in the daytime, but it was night. Okay, went over there, man. Okay, Abuelita making me, man, chorizo and eggs. I never had chorizo and eggs before, but I was over there. Okay, you get the tortilla, put the tortilla on the eye, like this. We'll just get a little, come on, man, stop playing with Shaq. Okay, come on, man, y'all need to hit the like button because I'm telling you the truth. But do this, put that on there again. Put the egg on. I asked her, I just have a little bit of butter on mine. She put a little butter on mine. Eggs on this side, chorizo. Roll that up. Psh, hell wrong with you? Johnny's uncle came down the next practice and was like, I'm gonna drive you home. but we got to make a pit stop. He didn't tell me at first because I wasn't going to go. I was like, oh, I get a ride home? I'm used to walking home. That shit is like a mile, 2 miles home. Okay. Drove, hold up. I'm like, oh, heck no, 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 no. He's not, get out, get out, get out, Shaq, get out, get out. Got out. He was like, hey, what's up? What's up, Holmes? See this dude? You remember him? Ah, man, maybe, man. No, 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 no. You see him? You remember him, right? When y'all was over there doing this, that, and the other? He says, if any of you guys put your hands on him, touch him, say anything to him or anything, bro, again, I don't care if he's here at 2 o'clock in the morning. You better escort him where he wants to go. If you don't, all of y'all about to be, and I ain't got to tell you. Made them all apologize to me, bro. All of that. I didn't want all of that. I just want to go home. Guess what? Man, I had no problems in that set. No more. No more the rest of my time. But even when I was a teenager, hey, they was cool. Hey, Shaq, you good, man. Don't even worry about it, man. You guys, he family, man. Don't touch him. Don't say nothing to him. He do whatever he want. Okay, straight up. And I had the green light over there, bro. So, as I said before, the Hispanic community, man, y'all got to show up for this kid, bro. Y'all got to show up for this kid because you don't know how long it's going to be before the next one comes. When's the next one going to show up? Okay? Like, come on, man. This is your third one. You had Flores, you had Plunkett, and now you have Mendoza. Man, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I shouldn't even have to ask y'all to buy a shirt or two. I'll be honest with you, bro. If it was me, if I had that kind of pedigree with a black quarterbacks, man, you wouldn't have to beg me to buy none. I would have bought mine. I would have bought both of mine. Okay? Because not only does it show love for the silver and black, it also shows love for my own heritage that has a history with this team, bro. Okay? Come on, man. Y'all ain't got no excuse, bro. None. Okay? A lot of y'all just sitting around. Okay? Y'all better get up on it. All right, man. Buzz in the building. All right, man. I see these ones. Okay, 111. Okay. Don Wally with a 1. All right, man. Alfredo, half maybe so, because I would be a great sign for my team. Yeah, man. Hey, man, like I said before, let it would have been me. Let it would have been black quarterback, man. First quarterback's black. It's 1960 and 1966. Then we get a black quarterback win 2 Super Bowls with a black coach. And then I draft another black head coach now. I'm black quarterback now. Man, you wouldn't have to tell me nothing, bro. I'll be on it. I'll be on it. A lot of y'all, man, y'all don't understand what this means. Okay? I've been watching all my Fernando videos that I didn't get a chance to watch. You know, I've been watching them. Dude, they've been asking him questions in Spanish, bro. Like he's gotta dust off his Spanish. Okay? You know, he's like, man, I gotta dust off my Spanish. He could understand it, but he just hasn't been speaking it. He goes, I gotta get my Spanish up. The lady was asking him questions in Espanol, bruh. Straight up, and he answered, but then he had to jump into English because he just wasn't confident in it because he hasn't been using it. But he better use it, bro. He better start taking some what's it called, man? Some hooked on phonics or whatever it is he needs to learn. He better just get with grandma and them, start talking with grandma and grand. And I understand why. I get it. Because a lot of the Hispanic cats that I grew up with, man, their families talked English to them so that the native language would be fluent. That would be their native language. So they didn't speak a lot of Spanish. So you'd have like the grandmother would speak Spanish, but everybody else spoke English. So if your grandmother wasn't around or she was gone or, you know, she didn't live with you, you didn't get a chance to speak it as often. So it's like anything else. You don't use it, you lose it. Fernando Mendoza better get it quick. He better be, besides learning this playbook and learning all the things that everyone's hating on. Oh, Shaq, he hasn't been under center. He needs to learn that, man. He's in the gun. Oh man, all these things that everyone's saying. He better be taking these Spanish courses. He need to get on the phone and talking to his grandmother, dog. Talking to his abuelita, Matt, okay? And talk to her. And because when he won the Heisman, he did say to his grandparents. He did say a phrase in Spanish. He does know it, but he's not confident. But he better get confident because there's 400 Spanish-speaking countries in the world, including this one. And guess what? They're gonna expect him to be speaking some Spanish, bro. He better get on it quick. All right, man. Vontae in the building. What's going on? Okay, man. Alfredo, he still has the skill to be the one. Yes, he does. And I think he will be. I think he will be. I think that there are definitely going to use every resource when it comes to his success. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I've been the biggest skeptic when it comes to Tom Brady, bro. When it comes to what he's done since he's been here, since he's bought ownership, everyone claimed that he didn't have nothing to do with that draft last year until that ESPN hit piece came out and corrected everybody except me when I told you he had his hands all over the team. He just wasn't being held accountable for it. And now he is. Tom Brady's going to give Fernando Mendoza the little black book. It's like, yo, dog, you old. Your chest hairs is gray as shit. And you done ran through as many you could run through, dog. You done did everything. Time for you to sit your feeble ass down somewhere, bro, and just live out the rest of your life with the one that's willing to take care of you. That's it. No more running them, flipping them, dodging them, juggling them, rolling them around, all that shit you used to do. Time for you to pass the black book to nephew, okay? And Tom Brady is passing the black book to nephew. Tom Brady still wants to be out there. He used to, trust me, if the league would let him play, he would play. But the league ain't gonna let you play. So you might as well go ahead and pass the black book over, bruh. Here you go, nephew. Oh, wow. Yeah, just a little bit of my lines of what I use and what kind of cologne I use on Tuesdays, Wednesdays I wear this, Friday I wear that, Thursday I wear this. You know what I'm saying? All my little tricks of the trade, all the little rebuttals when they say this, you say that. Memorize all that shit, bro. Diagram of how I had my bedroom set up, dog. You know what I'm saying? I had the TV right here. You know what I'm saying? I had the red lights right here. I had the remote control to cut this on, that on. All the whole player game, the player handbook has been passed. It will be passed to Fernando Mendoza. Telling you that shit now. Okay? So Fernando Mendoza will be the greatest Raider who wear number 15. All right? So I'm definitely saying that. All right, man. Buzz, not even close, bro. He will own 15. He will be the guy because we don't retire numbers. I'm willing to say he'll be a number after he's done. When you wear number 15, it's like, why are you wearing it? Okay? It's like the number 24. The number 24 is the most iconic number for the Raiders. As much as we love everyone else, it isn't 12. It isn't 16. It isn't 32. Okay? It isn't 63. It isn't 78. It isn't 00. Okay? Right here, it's not 75. It's 24. Okay? 24 is the most iconic number with this team. All right? You got two first ballot Hall of Famers that wore it. All right? Which is Willie Brown and C Woody. But you had a bunch of other cats, Michael Huff and people who shouldn't have had that shit on. Michael Huff, he was killing me to see that fool out there having that number on. Him, Jonathan Abram had number 24, man. Larry Brown from the Dallas Cowboys had number 24. Just like, come on, bro. Of course, we know Marshawn Lynch. We're not talking about Sean Lynch. Okay, Sean Lynch is gonna make the Hall sooner or later too. Okay, and he asked for permission to wear it. He got blessing to wear it. Okay, all right. He asked Willie Brown and he asked C-Dub. C-Dub said sure. Okay, so he had that respect. But these other cats, man, you don't see nobody right now on the team with number 24. You don't see nobody on the team right now with number 63. You don't see nobody on the team right now with number 32. You don't see nobody on the team right now with number 78. I don't even see nobody on the team with number 21. I don't see nobody on the team with number 25. Okay. The last person to wear number 83, Ted Hendricks' number, was Darren Waller. So all these Raider legends, even though the numbers ain't retired, you ain't getting it. It ain't been issued. Okay. All right, man. Kerry Miller said Stabler the best. Stabler is the GOAT. But we talking about number 15. We're talking about the greatest number 15, not the greatest quarterback. All right. Said Nelson Aguilar was balling for us when he caught the ball. The thing that pissed me off about Nelson Aguilar, bro, is that he had a severe case of the dropsies when he was with the Eagles, and nobody wanted to touch him. He comes to the Raiders, we rehabilitate his career, and then he bolts on us, man. He just leaves, like, and he didn't do nothing after that. All right, man. Justin Saw said Fernando will be the greatest Raider of all time. Well, that's gonna take a bunch of Super Bowls. I'd love to see it. But he can't be the greatest Raider of all time without no Super Bowl wins. All right, man. Okay, Kerry Miller said Cape Stabler, King of Oakland. All right, man. Said Alfredo, my nephew has to do his talking on the field. Shut all the effing haters up. He understands that, man. His mama told him what it was, and his grandmother's gangster too. I seen her talk. She was gangster. Okay, so it's all good. All right. Vontae, what's going on, Pootie? He said, who's the tallest quarterback we ever had? I think the tallest quarterback we ever had was what was his name? He was 6'8". What was his name? Somebody look it up. What was his name, dog? He was like 6'6", 6'7". What was his name, dog? Was it Andrew Walter? It might have been Andrew Walter, man. 6'6". I know Kerry Collins was like 6'5". I think it was Andrew Walter, bro. I think Andrew Walter is the tallest quarterback we had. Maybe Jamarcus. It might be Jamarcus Russell, bro. Jamarcus was 6'6". I think it's Jamarcus Russell. Okay, I think Jay Russell was 6'6". I think he's the tallest. Somebody look it up. Okay, I'm pretty sure Jamarcus is the tallest quarterback. All right, okay, man. Kerry Miller. All right, man. You say Patrice says he will be great. Okay, the greatest number 12. That's not what I'm saying. You guys aren't listening to what the question was. You guys are not listening. You keep talking about the snake, the snake, the snake. You didn't listen to what I said. You heard part of what I said. I said, will Fernando Mendoza be the greatest Raider to wear number 15? Y'all keep talking about Stabler, bro. Okay? Stop, man. Okay? All right, man. 2 rings to 1. All right, Alfredo. Okay? All right, man. Bud said Plunkett was good. No Stabler, though. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. But who has more chips? Okay? But Stabler was more clutch. Okay? Stabler had to play when the Steelers were at the height of their powers, bro. Okay? And there was a lot of bad calls, man, that he lost to the Steelers, bro. But we eventually got him in 76. All right? Straight up, man. John Bankhead out in Oakland. Said, I got Fernando's back. All right, man. Yeah, get talked to accordingly. Chuck needs to be a real head coach again. Okay, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Patrice, there'll no longer be no slander on Mendoza. His little brother Max is so cute, man. Little sweetheart. Yeah, man. They're doing the thug thing, doing the thug thizzle. Okay. But yeah, man. You know, I don't want to see nobody of Hispanic origin giving this kid a hard time, man. Y'all need to be forming Voltron, bro, trying to get this kid to do what he needs to do. I don't want to see it. Y'all definitely did Derek Carr any kind of way, bro. And he has the same values that Mendoza has. Same values. So I don't want to see y'all do anything, at least over here. Do what you want to on your own time and on these other channels. I don't give a shit. But don't come over here, bro. You're gonna really find out. Okay? I don't want to hear it, man. We got to make sure that this kid's getting the support. All right, man. Chris Espinoza, I hear you, Shaq. We Mexicans are not gonna hate on Mendoza. I hope not, because y'all definitely did a lot of hating on Derek Carr. A lot. Okay? And I'm telling you, I saw it, Brad. I saw a lot of hypocrite type stuff. Y'all was calling him, Jesus freak. Y'all was calling him all kinds of stuff. Okay, every time he said something about God, y'all acted like y'all wasn't in the Catholic Church saying Hail Marys, bro. Okay, like y'all was definitely acting like y'all didn't have no sense. But now you got a real Catholic quarterback in there, and trust me, I went to a Catholic wedding here in L.A., man, and being in that, I've only been in the Catholic Church a few times, bro. But when I was in there, dog, it felt different. It felt totally different, man, being in there. All right. A lot more, just a lot more how can I say? Traditional is not a good word. I mean, what word am I looking for, bro? Like timeless, pretty much. But for me, after that, if I was to go again, I'd feel a lot more comfortable because I've been to the Vatican. So I went to the Vatican. I went to the I went to the country in Rome and the Vatican, and the Pope spoke that day. So hey, nothing's going to intimidate me now. But when they went earlier, I hadn't been to the Vatican, but now I have been. So now, man, I bring whoever out. Okay, it don't even matter, bro. It don't even matter. Okay, straight up. All right, I had the Pope talk to me, bro. Okay, and it was dope because he would say the line in Italian. Did he say it in Portuguese? Did he say it in English? Everything he said first thing, not this Pope now, Pope Leo, not this one, but the one right before him. Okay, he would say what he would say, paragraph, and say it in Italian. Then he said it in Portuguese. Then he said it in English. So it was dope. All right, man. You already know, man. Okay. All right, man. Yes. Okay. Straight up. Okay. All right, man. Okay. Harold Johnson. I see those ones. Okay. All right, man. All right, man. IZ. What's up, IZ? All right, man. Patrice, I'm about to blaze one for the nation. Next game's a joke. Man, I'm not even watching it, dog. I'm not even watching it. Okay. All right, man. Handle your business. Okay. Man, I love Stabler, man. So let's just understand something, dog. Let's just understand something. Y'all keep popping Stabler, man, like I don't know who Stabler is. Let me give you guys who y'all may be new around here. I became a Raider fan. I'm from the Bay. A lot of y'all want to make sure I'm from the soil, an original Oakland Raider fan. I became a Raider fan in 1974. The Raiders didn't win their first Super Bowl till 76. And the year I became a Raider fan, Ken Stabler was the NFL MVP. Okay? You guys don't need to keep throwing Stabler's name around like we don't know, like I don't know Stabler, bro. I've seen Stabler on the field with John Madden, bro. I've actually been at that stadium with Stabler being the starter. Okay? I've seen every quarterback from Stabler to Mendoza, bro. All right? So stop acting like Stabler needs all these props. He doesn't. I seen him with my own eyes on my field in Oakland with a 320-pound John Madden on the sideline. Okay? So let's just understand who we're watching. You're not watching the people you're used to watching. Okay? Raider Rob says, are you going to training camp this year? Hope so. Plan to, if at all possible. Training camp was dope last year. It's going to even be doper this year. Okay? Ronald Brooks in the building. What's going on, pimping? Marcus Guillaume. Okay? All right, man. Okay? All right, man. E Trizzle. What's up, E Trip? All right, man. Skew Raider. Okay? All right, man. Martise. I graduated high school in 95. Southern California Hispanic father wouldn't let us date their daughters. That's how it was. Well, let me tell you something. Bro. I know that too. Okay? There's a whole lot of nationalities that didn't want me to date their daughter. How's it feel to want? How's it feel to want? What do you mean? Okay. That just made it easier. Now I don't have to come and pick you up. Now I don't have to do any of that. Okay? I don't got to do none of that shit. All right? But we did have a lot of, in my neighborhood where I'm from, dog, there is, let's just say there's a lot of black and Mexican offsprings. Just because you didn't want something to happen didn't mean that it wasn't gonna happen. And regardless of how much you don't like him, when that granddaughter shows up or that grandson, you can only fight it for so long. Next thing you know, you're pushing a carriage. The grandfather is pushing a carriage with a mixed baby because that's his grandson or granddaughter. So yeah, hey man, you only can down there. So all of that, what they didn't want, didn't mean anything. All right, not where I'm from. All right, hey, you look good, you can get it. You from the Bay, that's just how it is. It don't matter to us. All right. Okay, Raider Robin House. Marcus Guillaume says, funny how things work out. Good things happen to good people. Yes, that's facts. Okay, Marty Lowe talking about Jersey the other day, but I missed the live. Jalen Richard, I wish I could have texted you. Stacy Turan. Yeah, man, the late, great Stacy Turan, bro. Marty, don't tell nobody, bro. But there's a Instagram, I think it's on Instagram, channel called Los Angeles Raiders. And Stacy Turan, I think is either his birthday just passed or his date of his passing. And they showed him, dog, jumping a route. He just came out of nowhere, bro, and ran that shit. I mean, he ran like a gazelle, bro. It was just brought back good memories, bro. Salute to Stacy Turan. Okay. All right, man. Justice Sauce about to hit up the Death Star for sure. You ain't got no excuse. Okay. All right, man. E Trizzle, got to go take care. Have a good night. All right, Buzz, go do your thing. Marcus Gillens, it means we're going to go to bowl real soon. Ring number 4. Yeah, man, I need 3 rings, bro. I need 3. Okay. It'd be nice for me to have 6 before I'm out of here. It ain't nice for me to have 6. Matthew Shack unfiltered with 6 rings. Oh, dog, that'd be that, man. It's gonna be a hard time for the world, bro. I got that many. Yeah, Rosetta Stone. I couldn't think of it, man. I said hooked on phonics. Yeah, Rosetta Stone, Duolingo. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of you. Yeah, you already know. Okay, Fernando gonna be. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And Abuelito. Yeah, the granddad. Okay. All right, man. Let's get these likes up. All right, man. David Rainey. I saw that the new safeties are 131 and 43. Tatum's rookie year, he wore 31. Atkinson wore 43 in his career. It don't mean much, but a 50-year lifer about to smile on my face. Well, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about Tatum wore 31 during the immaculate incompletion play in Pittsburgh in the division playoff game in 72. When he hit Frenchie Fuqua, he was wearing 31. Okay. And George Atkinson, he came to the Raiders in 68. So, yeah, so that's Soul Patrol. That's on some Soul Patrol type stuff. All right, straight up. Okay, likes ain't liking, man. Likes ain't liking. It hasn't been liking for quite some time, man. Y'all just on here chilling. Alfredo said nephew's gonna be eating some tacos. El Gordo, man, he better sharpen up his Espanol. He already said he was gonna do that. It wasn't that he didn't know it. It's just like he just wasn't confident in it. Like he said some things, he talked for a while, and then he jumped back into English. He could kind of say he kind of was. I couldn't tell, because I'm not fluent in Spanish. But when he came back into English, he kind of seemed like he was a little bit like, yeah, I got to really work on, he goes, she was like, how good is your understanding? And he goes, my understanding is great. It's just me having, talking, feeling comfortable with speaking back. I mean, it's like anything, bro. Okay? You get on that bike the first day, man, you're going to be, man, Fernando, man, trust me, his grandmother and his grandfather, man, his abuelito, they are definitely going to be on him like back pockets. Oh, they're going to be, that's all you need to do. Oh, man. Grandma's speaking to him right now. She's going to crash course. Ain't going to be no English talking from her no more. Okay? Trust me. I saw her. The grandfather didn't speak much. She, on that Heisman Trophy, dog, she gave him, she said, and they showed the video to her, him, when she was talking. She talked to him in Spanish, and then she talked to him in English. She was not playing with him, dog. He going to be all right. Mendoza will have his own fragrance soon. I would not doubt it. Okay. All right. They're marketing him like somebody you've seen before, bro. Okay. All right, man. Okay. Or 37. Who was 37 recently? I haven't seen 37. 34. Who's the last person to wear 34? Shoot, I can't remember nobody since Lamont Jordan wore number 34, Martise. I remember Lamont Jordan wore number 34. Who else wore number 34? I can't think of nobody else. Greg Pruitt, y'all wouldn't know who he is. Okay, before Bo. But yeah, the last person that I remember winning 34 was Lamont Jordan. All right. Alfredo, man, much respect to Baron Davis, man. Dude is a real Raider, always showing love to the nation. Oh, man. Come on, man. I know he don't want to be called B. Diddy no more. I know that. But Baron Davis, man, like I said, there's a lot of people that are really Raider Nation. And he's one. Damian Lillard's another one. Man, come on, man. You can't say Dame Dollar ain't one. Dame Dollar got a Raider tattoo on his forearm. Okay? Plus Baron Davis was with the Warriors when Raiders played right next door. Okay? He was always at the Raider games. Okay, you already know Sean Lynch, Oakland native, Raider fan. But I told you there's a lot of people that are Raider fans. A lot of people don't even recognize that. Juju Smith-Schuster, as much as y'all don't like him, he's a Raider fan. Okay, Joe Mixon, he's from the Bay Area. He's from Oakley, California. He's a Raider fan. Najee Harris, he's from Antioch in the Bay. He's a Raider fan. Willie McGinnis, who played for the with Tom Brady over there and won Super Bowls with him. Willie McGinnis is from Long Beach, Raider fan. Okay, whole bunch of them. Antonio Pierce, you knew he was one. My boy Keyshawn Johnson, yeah, even though he played for the Jets and he played for Tampa and Cowboys, he Raider Nation. He told me that himself when I first met him watching the game. Yeah, I'm at the damn chicken spot, place called Big Wangs here in North Hollywood, me and my wife. And I didn't even know he came over, man. Hey, man, can I watch the game with y'all? I was like, damn, Keyshawn Johnson, yeah, what do you want to watch the Raiders for? He's like, what? Man, I'm a Raider Nation. He goes, remember, I went to USC. My wife's from Oakland. I said, you right, bro, you right. Your wife is from Oakland. Okay. I said, yeah, man, what happened? And Keyshawn Johnson got robbed up there, Patrice. Remember when Keyshawn Johnson came out with his son from the barbershop? And he came outside with his son and he got bit. He got robbed broad daylight. Broad daylight. Keyshawn Johnson came out of everything, bro. He came out with his son, came out of his watch, came out of his ring, came out of his wallet, came out of his car keys, came out of everything, bro. And I said, what happened? And he told me how it turned out. That's all I gonna say. But I know it all because he told me from his own mouth how it ended. Okay, so hey, I'm just be honest, bro. Okay, so yeah, he is Raider Nation. Man, you didn't know that. And there's a bunch of cats out there, man. Just because they play for a team you don't like or they ran us over, don't mean they ain't Raider Nation, because they are. All right, man. Marcus Peters won 2024. I forgot about Marcus Peters. What an absolute bum, bro. Okay, what a bum, dog. Out the league. All right, man. So I interviewed Christian Okoye, said the Raiders drafted Vance Mueller instead. Well, man, Christian Okoye wasn't going to work for us, no way. It wasn't going to work. Christian Okoye wasn't no Raider, bro. That wasn't going to work. Okay. Somebody said Andrew Walter was 6'10". Is that a legitimate? Is that legitimate? Because I did say Andrew Walter first. I said Andrew Walter or Jamarcus Russell. Okay. All right, man. Marcus Gillum said, I feel for DC. We did him wrong. Absolutely wrong. But you know what? Like I said before, what happened. It is what it is. Okay. Andrew Walter, I got it right the first time. All right. Okay. All right. DC is a standard guy, man. Being modeled guys at BD would be a better place. Yeah, man. But like I said, man, nice guys finished last. Okay. Charles Vessel, what's going on, Charles? Beautiful combination, black and Hispanic. All them babies is beautiful. All of them, though. Every one of them. There wasn't a ugly one out of none of them. All of them was cute. Okay. The daughters, the sons, everybody looked good. Even if the daddy was beat in the face, them babies came out right. All of them did. I mean, but my whole neighborhood mixed with everything. Okay. Black and Filipino, black and white, black and Mexican, black and Samoan, black with everything, dog. All day. Everybody mixed up, dog. Black with everything, bro. Okay, straight up. It's like putting black pepper on whatever meal you wanted. Oh man, I got some Indian curry, black pepper. Oh man, I got me some enchiladas, black pepper. Oh man, what I'm saying? Man, I got me some egg foo young, black pepper. Come on, black pepper on everything. Black pepper on everything in the Bay, bro. Everybody can get it in the Bay. It didn't even matter. You may not want nobody to know you was over there, but you'll be pushing a mixed child in the stroller at the mall, okay? With somebody we didn't even know you were fooling with. I used to see that shit all the time. All the time, man. You ain't seen nobody in a while. You ain't seen this girl for a while all summer, or she didn't go to school the next semester. And next thing you know, man, I'm at the mall trying to get me some Jordans, because I was getting my mics. And then I run into them and I see a cute little mixed baby. I'm like, who baby is that? Oh, I don't know if you know my boyfriend, or know my baby daddy, or know my ex. And then they'd say a name and I'll be like, nah, what? He made that? And they just fall out. I said, nah, had to be from you, because that baby's too cute to be that fool's baby, man. Okay, let's just be honest, dog. All right, Curtis is definitely not looking cute. Not like that, dog. No. Nah. Okay, Curtis got a big ass bump on it. What was happening with Curtis? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. Okay, so that's what it is. All right. I can't tell you where nobody's been, P. Booty Bang came in for a while, then he didn't come in. I mean, I can't keep tabs on people. People come in when they come in, like, you know, I can't call it. I really have no idea. All right, man. Dollar Gill was going on. Tony Burrito, what up, Shaq? I have primos that are half black. Hey, man. Some of them dudes, man, they're more loked out than everybody, bro. Okay. I mean, the black cholos, man, in my neighborhood, man, we called them bolos, bro. They had the Pendleton, and they had it buttoned up here at the top, only one button, Pendleton, and it was like this. Had the white shirt and a white beater up underneath it, bro. Had the Ben Davises, okay, crease, just super sharp creases on both sides, bro. Had the stance and everything, bro. The looks. Sup, Shaq? Sup, hey? What's up, man? Hey, what's up, big dog? Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, man, chilling, bro, chilling. Chilling, bro. Chilling. Okay? We grew up with everybody. Not a racist bone in my body, bro. There's no way. I done fought with all these dudes. I done ate with all these dudes. I done played sports with all these guys, bro. Man, I even was messing around with some of these sisters and cousins and other people. Man, there's no prejudice with me. I don't tolerate none of that racial shit. When somebody comes over here and they start saying racial shit, bro, they out of here. I don't play that. Okay? And like I said before, a lot of my nieces and nephews and god kids, they all mixed up with everything. I mean, they're mixed up with everything. All of them beautiful. All of them beautiful. And their kids is beautiful. Okay? All right? The mama and daddy, hey, man, you might want to flip a coin on one of the mamas and daddies. Okay? Never two ugly ones together, though. There was never two ugly ones like both of them was ugly, bro. They would mix that one of them was cute, one of them looked, good enough, and one of them was fine as hell, one was ugly. It was never both of them, dog. I mean, opposites attract. One good looking one bad looking one. It wasn't no two. Sometimes it was two good looking ones, though. I could say that, but never two ugly ones, bro. Not in my neighborhood. Two ugly ones wasn't getting shit. Okay, you better date somebody from somewhere else. All right. Okay. All right, man. Tree says my girlfriend speaks Spanish to her dog. The dog is bilingual, so it's so cute. Yeah, man. Okay, Taco said we had El Taco Gordo in Vegas. Yeah, man. That place, I've never been there, Marty. I've been by there. It's right across the street from Resort World. I've seen it. I know it's iconic, but I haven't been in there yet. Maybe next time. All right, I go to Vegas. I'll try it. All right, man. Rosetown native, man. What's going on, man? Say, it's Dame time. Oh, Dame's playing? Okay. I hope he is. Okay, Marcus Guillaume. All right, man. Poopa Man is on and popping, feeling good. Headed into training camp. Can't wait for preseason. Okay. Last cat to wear 37 was Trey Taylor 3 years ago. Safety out of Air Force. Oh, well, I mean, he didn't make it. Okay. All right, y'all better let's get Jets tickets. Thinking about it. My sister-in-law doesn't live far away from the Meadowlands. Okay, I told you that story, man. We went up there for my son's second birthday or third birthday. We flew to New York, and And we had like a family dinner. All the family came up from Baltimore, and we was there, dog. And it was good for me because I got to go to I got to go to Yankee Stadium. I got to do everything, and go to a game. And we had dinner at a place that's at that big ass mall there, man. That they got the Nickelodeon land and all that shit. That huge ass mall. And my father-in-law turned that corner, man, and I saw the Meadowlands. I was like, what? Directly across the street. My sister was like, you're supposed to be Mr. Football. You didn't know that? I was like, hell nah. I know now, though. I mean, that's all I was thinking about. I'm at the restaurant looking out the window. You still looking at that stadium? Yeah. I got to get in there. I got to go in there. I got to go in there. Okay. Straight up. All right, man. Okay. He was always on the practice squad. Ice Cube Raider Nation. His son's Rams. Well, it makes sense. I've heard O'Shea Jr. say why he's a Rams fan. He grew up with his father going through it with the Raiders, dog. He didn't want it. He didn't want none of that. And you know what? Same for my son. If my son can't, he has to willfully come over here, bro. I'm not making my son be no Raider fan, dog. Because if I force it on him and he ain't really loving it, he ain't gonna be able to deal with me as his dad. Like, just because you're my son don't mean that you get to be a dumbass. You don't get to be a dumbass. You don't get to come over and say dumbass shit. You need to get your own team and talk about them. Tell my son straight up. Plus his mother is a Ravens fan. So he can figure out what he want to do. But if he wants to come over here and he wants to put this on, bro, he's got to go through an initiation. A lot of y'all who's out there, if you would have went through the proper initiation to be a Raider fan, you wouldn't be one. You're one because your granddad and your family's one. No. I didn't do that. My entire family on my side are 49er fans. Did I do that? No. Did they force me? No. I went to all those games not even knowing there was a Raider team across the bay. I didn't even know. Lived in San Francisco, went to all them damn games. Everybody's cheering. I'm just like this. Dad, can I have some more popcorn? Can I have another hot dog? Can I have another soda? It just wasn't, it was cool to see football. Okay. All right. It was cool when OJ came, because that was my favorite running back. That was my favorite football player, was OJ Simpson. So I was like, when he came to the 49ers, I was like, cool, I want to go see OJ, but he was washed up by then. Okay. But when I found out about that team across the bay that wore that black and that silver, had pirates and all that crazy shit, that was me. My family didn't say you can't be a Raider fan. Shit, I wouldn't have listened anyway. So he didn't want to go through that. And guess what? As a father who's gangster about the Raiders, don't come over here if you ain't about that life. Keep your ass over there. Okay? All right, man. Straight up. Okay? All right, man. Hey. Okay? Straight up. Okay? There's a lot of people who ain't been around, man. But a lot of times these guys come out during football season. Fupa, man, I didn't think wide receiver was a serious issue like others believe, but heading into the draft, Glass Spy Tech and Company agreed. Besh and Thornton will get their shot. We'll see if number one receiver is needed. Well, you got to understand something. There's still a bunch of free agent wide receivers that are still available. Okay? Jawan Jennings is still out there, bro. I'd love to have him. All right? I know Niner Empire isn't happy with me saying that, but he's a dog. All right? Then you got the guys that all the name guys that you guys are possibly interested in, the Deebo Samuels of the world and Stephon Diggses of the world, and all those guys. Okay, I'm not interested. All right, I need somebody that's gonna come over here, man, like a Jawan Jennings who got hands, who can run routes, big receiver, somebody that can command, a 50-50 ball. Somebody like that, a Keenan Allen or somebody. Yeah, I'm cool, but all these names, man, I don't even want them, bro. All right, man. Okay. All right, man. Straight up. All right, man. Alfredo Azul. I'm not gonna lie, Shaq, got a little glow since Fernando slowed up. Yeah, I mean a little bit. I mean, it doesn't take much for me. I'm a fan that's been here a long time. It's nice to feel like I have an opportunity to get my fourth ring. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about it for bragging sake. Those days are over. The bragging rights, a lot of y'all still in the bragging rights stage. Y'all go to work, y'all want to brag, y'all want to pop it, y'all want to rub it in your boy's face. And man, I'm not even around nobody like that. Okay. It's not even about me popping it because Fernando threw 5 touchdowns and I'm go to work and turn up and go to the bowling league and act the fool or whatever. Nah, dude, I need my ring, bro. So all I'm thinking about is getting my 4th ring, man. It's been a long time. Waiting 42 years for my ring. For this one right here, my pinky ring. And when this one happens, it'll be the greatest out of all 4 of these. This one will be the greatest one because I went through the most shit. I got these 3 in the first 10 years I was a fan. In 10 years, I got 3 out of 10 and was in the mix every year. Can't be mad. But since then, 0. It's been goose egg. All right, man. Reggie Green, Shaq, so glad we got DB room, more athletes. Yes. DB room's looking crispy. Okay. I think we have a building our team to target the AFC West. That's exactly what we're doing. And the AFC West is building their stuff up to target us. We're going to be a defensive football team. We're going to lead with our defense first. Okay. But if you look at the teams in our division, what did they do? What did the Chiefs do? They bolstered their offense. Okay, they got some offensive pieces, but they did get a lot of defensive pieces too. So they're looking like they're going to be a defensive team too. They picked up a lot of defensive pieces. That's to circumvent our offense. Then you look at the Broncos. The Broncos, they picked up Jalen Waddle. They're going to be going offense. So, Sean Payton's an offensive coach. That's what they're going to be doing. Okay, and then you got the Chargers. With Harbaugh. Harbaugh is an offensive coach, so they're definitely going to be doing that too. So they got a lot of offensive pieces as well. So you got 2 teams that's building up defensively. Kansas City. I was getting ready to say Oakland. God is my witness, Patrice. I was getting ready to say Oakland. I really was. I was going to say Kansas City and Oakland. I was like, wait a minute, no. And Vegas, and then you got the 2 teams in our division that are trying to, bolster their offensive output. All right. Okay. And I say, have you noticed the Chargers and Bronco fans been very quiet? Oh yeah, man, they been quiet, man. They've been super quiet. Okay. All right. And guess what? They're quiet for a reason. All right. Okay. Daniel Smith, where NFL Week 1, Bears at Seattle. Hey, Daniel Smith. Like I said, man, I got something for you. Just be ready. Just be ready, dog. Okay. All right, Patrice. Okay. No San Antonio whooped their ass last game. Oh, out. They won't be back to next season. Okay. All right, man. All right, man. Fupa, man, I'll be at the Jets and Browns game this year. That'll be dope. That'll be a dope-ass game to go to. Especially they're talking about Deshaun Watson supposed to be the starter. And I'm like, hey, man, Shador, you can't win for losing, bro. Like, they're always trying to dog him out. Just trade him. Okay? All right, man, straight up, man. Where's Ike Boy? Ike Boy will show up when he's ready. Okay? Tommy Gunn, Dan McGuire was the tallest player in pro football history. He was a member of the Raiders. He was 6'8". Okay? So he's the tallest member in pro football history? Okay. All right, man. Okay. Shaq, yo, you know what? It's funny to say, my last day in Cancun, I got a call from the Chargers asking me if I planned on attending games this season. I said, yes, 1. Dude straight up told me, are you a Raider fan? Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. They can call you. Get the tickets, bro. Get your tickets, man. Do what you got to do. Okay. That kind of stuff. If I was to be a season ticket holder for a team here, like if I was going to be a season ticket holder for either football team, I'd be a season ticket holder for the Rams. Rams got better games, and that would be a good thing that I could use for business. Like I could write that off, and I could use it for business. I can go to the games that I want to go to, and because I don't have to go to a Raider game all the time. I like going to other games. Okay, but I'd get the Rams tickets and I would use that, man, for clients or family coming into town or whatever. I would definitely use it. I'd definitely get me a luxury box. If I had that kind of cake, I'd have me a luxury box at Allegiant and over there at SoFi. The SoFi, they be having concerts, all kinds of shit. So yeah, man, I definitely would. Okay. All right, man. Okay. Zul said, still blows my mind that Shaq isn't a Niner fan. How's it blow your mind, bro? Haven't you noticed how strong-willed I am, dog? Haven't you noticed? Dude, you can't make me do what I don't want to do, bro. It's only, my family wasn't like that. My family supported me on anything. Anything that I wanted to do, if I was serious about it, they supported me. I didn't have that kind of family. Okay? So they're not a fan, so they want to be. All right? I'm a Raider fan. All right? My dad never pressured me. He was always, hey, what's up with your team, man? My dad still calls me up and talk shit. But I call up and talk shit when you guys lose. So, like I said, man, not everybody was raised the same way, bro. Not everybody was raised the same way. I was never told what to like. Okay? Never. I was never told what the music I had to listen to. I was told I better do what the hell they said, though. But, man, I had freedom. All my family's Giants fans, too. I'm not a Giants fan. Okay? What am I supposed to do? All my family's Warrior fans. I'm not a Warriors fan. Like, am I supposed to do everything? I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the shack sheep. I'm the one that don't listen. I do what I want. Okay? Simple as that. And I stick to my guns. And if my family sees that I'm passionate about something, they ride with me on it. All right? I never got no grief from my family unless we lost. We lost, I had to hear it. Okay? But my team won a Super Bowl before your team did. My team won 2 Super Bowls before the 49ers won 1. So I was laughing at them. When I was a kid, 49ers was always going 2-12 every year because it was a 14-game season. 2-12, 2-12, 2-12, 2-12. Go look at the 70s and go look at their record and go look at the Raiders' record. Why would you be giving me grief? My team's winning. Okay? All right, man, straight up. Okay? Yeah. Straight up. So Charles got no fans. Jennings is a dog, not afraid of coming over the middle. Azul. There's 3 teams that I watch every game. I watch the whole National Football League, okay? Not only do I have all the games for free, I still pay for the NFL ticket. Why? Because I can record all the games. When I'm on my satellite, I can watch them, but I can't record it. All right? So I watch all the games. All the games that are, all the hot games. But there's only 3 teams that I watch every game. Raiders, Ravens, 49ers. I watch every game. Why? Because you already know why I watch the Raider games. Ravens games, you better know. Somebody's in that house right now. Okay? And my dad always calls me at the end of his games for me to analyze what happened. Especially when you don't win. My dad called me right after the final gun. We used to, back in the days, it was a final gun. They don't even do that anymore. But, hey, Dad, what's up? What happened to my team? What did you see? Well, Dad, you know what? You guys were running the ball first half with McCaffrey. And you know what? Y'all went against that way. Next thing you know, you got Brock Purdy running around there. And that's not what y'all needed to do. You should have stuck with the run and continued to run them down. And then when they stack the box, throw the football. So, hey, man, you ain't telling me nothing I don't know. I've always had to watch the Niner game. Even when I didn't want to watch you guys. Even when y'all was winning Super Bowls and I wasn't winning shit, I had to watch them. Okay? So it is what it is. All right? David Rainey. Okay? If anybody's Jennings, otherwise keep the clowns away. Jennings is a monster. All right? Raider Chris. Marty Lowe, I want to be a 2-ringer 2002. Crush me. Barrett Robbins. SMS shoulda, coulda, coulda. Yeah, man. Barrett Robbins, man. That was an unfortunate situation. Now that he's passed, rest in peace to Barrett Robbins. I have a lot more compassion for him now, but I was mad at him for a long time. Long time, bro. Long time. Okay. Chris said Kirk can work. I agree. Okay. David Rennie said Oakland Raiders. Okay. AFC West is no joke. Hardest division of football. Okay. All right, man. Patrice says because that's what is on is ours. Oakland and Raiders. You already know. Doom Buggy. Jennings look like a Raider. There's a lot of cats that look like Raiders. But does a checkbook look like his Raiders? Deebo Samuel looks like a Raider to me. He's just gonna be too much and somebody we don't need. Okay, a lot of guys in the league I can look at and say they're Raiders, bro. A lot of them. Okay, but like I said before, will they come over and play? All right. Okay. Yeah, man. Apex has in my blood. You know what it is? It is. Okay. Tree said period. Straight up. EB. I have a DC jersey I asked for Christmas. DC's my favorite Raider quarterback since I'm too young to watch Flores or Plunkett or the Snake. Hey, man, I never saw Flores play, man. Flores stopped being a Raider before I was born. Okay, I wasn't born in 1966. Flores was already gone. Okay, but we had encyclopedias, man. And then after that, it was Daryl LaMonica. That was before my time. But my father used to always tell me about Daryl LaMonica, the Mad Bomber. He used to always tell me stories about him. Okay, and then my earliest game that I ever in a football game I can remember outside of the games that I went to when I was real small. I know it was the 49ers, but I don't remember who we were playing. We were at Kezar Stadium. And I remember I was like maybe 3 or 4, but it's really grainy. Okay? Really grainy. I know we were there, but it was really grainy. Okay, as far as my memory. First game I can remember is the Immaculate Incompletion game. And I wasn't even a Raider fan then. Okay, I remember that game because my dad and his boys were all watching the games, and they were cussing at the TV, going crazy, talking about it was bullshit and all that kind of stuff. And I came in there just to poke my head around, and I remember there was the Steelers in Pittsburgh, Three River Stadium. Now that back then I didn't know, but I know now based on my thoughts and my memory. And I remember they were showing the repeat of Ken Stabler had just ran a touchdown, and he had just ran a touchdown in his first year as a starter with 72. He had just ran like a 17 or 18, 20-yard touchdown in that snow and shit. Okay, and then the next play was the Immaculate Incompletion. So that was the first football game I ever remember. First time I ever seen football. I remember watching that. Okay, at least seeing it. All right, James Nelson in the house. Eric Brunda, man, let me finish school and I will get my work. I really want a Mendoza shirt, but I get the jersey first. I'm buying it since Mac. Yeah, man, you better put your order in, man, because EB, and I believe you, bro. I believe when y'all say y'all gonna do something. Okay. The Mendoza has one of the top selling jerseys in all of sports, not just football, all of sports, including baseball, basketball, anything. His jersey's that hot right now. All right, man. Raider Chris, you know what it is, Raider Chris. You know what I do. James Nelson, we're not trading because we don't want something for him, and we all know Washington wants him. That's true. Raider Chris, just saw 3-time Super Bowl champion, man. That was good. Yeah, man, I'm 3-time Super Bowl champion on mine, bro. 76, 80, 83. Okay. All right. Here's my last one right here. Los Angeles, 1983, world champions. This guy right here. Okay. D-Boy. And you know how he longs on the back, man. You know that too. Okay, but I ain't spinning around, man, because I ain't no ballerina. All right. Apex, Mendoza starting day one, or is it Minnesota Rays? My beloved ATL Blaze. Kirko's gonna do a short stint. I don't think he's starting day one, bro. I think they're gonna do everything in their power, man, not to let him start. That line is not tested. They're gonna let Kirko Bangs be a crash test dummy back there. Okay? They're gonna definitely let him be a crash test dummy back there. Okay? Raider Chris says, yeah, my wife's a Cowboy fan. I tell you, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit, Raider Chris, when I was back in the Bay, bro, most of my time I was spent with the girls that I fooled with or dated or was involved with, man. They were all Niner fans, bro. All of them. And there was a few Raiders plugged in there, but they lived in Oakland. They weren't like all over, man. You want a real Oakland Raider girl, you had to go to Oakland, okay, which was fine with me, okay. All right, I had to make sure I better know where I was parked at, know where the hell I was at. Hey, you better stand out on the porch. Be having me, Patrice, having me pull up, at the raw area and shit. Shit, I didn't know what was popping. You better bring your ass out to come outside. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't got nothing on. You better throw something on. I'm gonna flash my lights 3 times. Your ass better come to the. I get out, hey, so they can see me coming to your house and shit. Yeah, don't play with me, man. Oakland was a whole different. Play around with Oakland, though. Okay, all right, man. Okay, yeah. All right, Daniel Martinez, what made you gravitate towards the Raiders and going towards the Niners? My father. It's my father's fault. My father is the reason why. Okay. He back then, Niners and Raiders when I was growing up back in the 70s wasn't animosity. There wasn't a rivalry. The Niners were god awful and the Raiders were good. The Raiders had the best win percentage in team sports and the 49ers were horrid. So there wasn't no competition. My father liked them both. Okay, he definitely liked the 49ers, but he also liked the Raiders because he worked in Oakland. So my father's fault. So my father worked in Oakland. The trees know those of y'all that's from his John Bankhead, all y'all. I didn't grow up in Oakland. I'm not from Oakland. I'm from the Bay, but I'm not from Oakland. But my father worked in Oakland. All right. My father worked on Hagenberger Road. And for those of you guys who do not know, that's the same street that the Oakland Coliseum is on. Okay. So my father worked on Hagenberger Road. My father worked by the Oakland Hilton. Okay. All right. His office where he worked at was by the Oakland Hilton and by Oakland International. So on the weekends, my father would take me and my brother. My mom like, hey, mom's had us all week. They're like, hey, you got to get them out of here. I'm going to absolutely unalive these two boys. Okay. So my mom be like, get them out of here on Saturday. So I'd be going with my father to work. My father would take us to Eastmont Mall. And we would go to the dollar movies at the Eastmont Mall over there by J.C. Penney's, bruh. So I was in Oakland every weekend and on holidays in Oakland. On my way, going to my dad's job, there was a bar. There was a bar on Hagenberger Road called the Flanker. The Flanker was a dive bar, but it was right there, like maybe a mile or 2 miles away from the Oakland Coliseum. It was owned by Fred Biletnikoff, and it was owned by John Matuzak. Fred Biletnikoff, John Matuzak, and Ben Davison owned it. Every time we drove past it, I would tell my dad, Dad, what's that? Oh, that's the Flanker. I want to go in there because I had just started learning football. And I knew a flanker was, an H-back. Okay? And I was like, I want to go in there. It's football. My dad's like, you can't go in there. It's a Raider bar. I was like, well, what does that mean? So he's like, you need to go look the Raiders up. We had encyclopedias at my house, which is the internet. Well, encyclopedias, pulling Oakland Raiders, start reading all about it. Oh, man, colors, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Went to school. Some of my classmates were Raider fans, family Raider fans. One guy I grew up with, his Hispanic cat named Frankie, and his whole family was Raider fans. He started telling me about Clarence Davis. He started telling me about Mark Van Egan. He started telling me about all this stuff. And then I started learning from him. And then I'd come home and read some more. And then I go the next weekend. I'm driving by the Flanker again. And every time we drove past it, Dad, I want to go in there. Can't go in there. Got to go past it to go to my dad's job. Got to go back to go to the freeway. 880. Long story short, it never failed to ask my dad every time we went past it, I want to go in there. He said no. Every time I drove back, he said no. Until one day, I just did it because I was going to keep asking him. He's going to keep telling me no. We drove past it. I asked him. He said nope. Went to my dad's job. Came back. I said, Dad, I want to go in there. My dad turned in. My dad turned in this time. I said, what? Now, this particular weekend, my brother did not go. I didn't even think about it. My brother did not go. He stayed with my mother. My parents were married. Just understand. It wasn't his house here. Okay. But that weekend only I went with my dad. So we drove and went into the parking lot. And I was like, what are we? I was like, what? And my dad started laughing. He said, come on. I said, what? He said, come on. Now understand, man, this is a bar. A Raider bar. This was where the Raiders hung out. This was their clubhouse. This is where they had the Hells Angels was in there. This is where they had, the Shooby Doobies and the ladies of the evening in there. It's not a place for kids. This isn't Applebee's, homie. This isn't BJ's. This isn't anything. This isn't Chili's and shit. No, this is a bar, bruh. Pull up. Yeah, I said, come on. I'm like, come on. Walk in. He said, open it up. Of course, that I had to grab it with two hands, opened it up, went in there, man. That shit was smoke, cigarettes, the funny smelling stuff. And we went in there, dog. And all them Raiders was in there. They had Hells Angels in there. They had all these ladies in there. And I came in and they was like, hey, kid, we've been waiting for you. What? They said, man, come on in, man. Hey, told the dude, get him a burger. They put me up on the bar, in the bar stool, got me a burger, got me some fries, greasy ass burger, gave me a big ass Coke. All of them came over, mushed my head. Stabler was in there. All them dudes was in there, bro. And my dad was just laughing. Say, hey man, you gonna take him to a game and bring him to a game, and blah, 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 and signing shit and giving me shit. And, man, I stayed there, man. Then it started getting a little crazy in there, dog. Like, they forgot a kid was in there. Like, there was no kids in there. They just got to the point where it's like, okay, the kid is eating. Okay, we said what's up to the kid. Let's get back to what we do. And they started getting back to what they do. And my dad was like, hurry up, man. Hurry up. I was like, oh, I want another Coke. And they're like, all right, let's wrap this up, dog. Let's wrap this up. Thank you, guys. All right, kid, man, bring them by the game. We got them. All right, we got to get back to what we do. These grown-ass men, dog. Man, by the time I got back in the car, I was a Raider fan. What was you going to do? What was going to happen? What was the 49ers going to do better than that? You tell me what was going to make me be a Niner fan after that. Tell me what. You tell me what the Niners were going to do when they were 2-12 every year. What were they going to do? You explain to me why I'm a Raider fan after that. Please. I never went back again. I definitely asked my dad, could I go again? And every time he said, no, you already been. Now, when my mother found out what was going on in there, she was like, hell no, you can't go back. Because I didn't know. I smelled cigarettes. I smelled something that wasn't cigarette. But there was a lot, now that I'm older, now that I'm grown, oh, there was a lot of shit popping in there, bro. A lot of shit. Pool table, all kinds of shit. But they treated me like I treat me. Like I treat y'all. Okay? So there's no reason for you to ever tell me again, Azul, you are flabbergasted on why I'm a Raider fan. And man, there was no competition when it came to that, bro. And for a lot of you guys, put a one in the chat. My father came on here and I told that story and my father confirmed it. I said, because I never knew how I got in there. I never knew how it all came about. But he told me, he said, one of the guys he worked with was friends with Freddie Bolitnikoff. And it was like a running joke at his job that his son was always trying to go in the flanker. And they were like, oh, no, you can't bring a kid in there. Oh, man. man, they're going to take your kid away from you. You go in there. So what coworker told them about me was always said, hey, you know, my boy's son, he always talking about coming in there. Always talking about coming in there all the time. They're like, well, bring him by, bring him by, bring him by. And so my father knew for a while that he could bring me by, but he was like, nah. Because it was just, there was too much going on in there. Too much. So finally, he just said, okay, let's just go in there. He didn't know they were going to, thought to go in there and meet him for a couple of minutes or whatever. Man, they caught me in there, bro. Oh, this is the kid they've been here. Oh, blah, blah. Man, shit, everybody was in there. What are you talking about? And they gave me a burger and some fries and a Coke. And I got to be in there. And there was no other kids in there. You're crazy as hell, Azul. I don't understand why every time I tell you that, you don't seem to understand that, bro. Let me put it in terms you understand, bro. Your formative years, you get to go somewhere and you walk in and Bill Walsh is in there. Salute to Coach Walsh, who I met and talked to. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, everybody's in there. Okay, Wendell Tyler, John Taylor, everybody you talking about, Randy Cross, they're all in there, bro. They give you a burger and they give you some fries and they mush your hair up and they give you all the autographs and they tell you to come to a game and then you leave and you say, well, I don't understand why you're a fan of the 49ers. Come on, bro. What are you talking about? Makes sense, don't it? Makes sense. Stop asking me that. All right? All y'all asking me the same question, okay? That's how. And it's my dad's fault. And he knows it is. Just like I'm a Yankee fan, that's his fault. His fault I'm a Yankee fan. His fault I'm a Raider fan. His fault. He didn't do it on purpose, but shit, that's how it goes. Your job as a father is to lead your child where they're supposed to be. I think my dad got it right. I was never supposed to be over there in the first place. Why am I still here? Why do I have this channel? Why am I a three ringer? Why am I, what's the problem? Why do I have this merch? Because I'm supposed to be a Raider, bro. I'm not, this isn't forced. I'm supposed to be. I was born one. Okay? Don't matter what my family did. The Shield said him. And if you know how it feels to be chose by something, you understand. But those of you guys, y'all don't understand because you wasn't chose by what you like. You became a fan because your granddaddy was a fan and your mama was a fan and your uncle was a fan and this person was a fan and your house, you couldn't wear no other colors in your house. So you conformed to be a fan of your team. I chose mine. That's the difference. And nobody could stop me from being one. It doesn't matter if I was 9 or 19. Nobody was going to stop me from being a fan of the team. Nor did they try. So that's why. All right. 121 said, got my Mendoza shirt. Praise the Lord, 121, because you were giving me hella grief. Like I said before, bro, look at your shirt. You think that that's something that just, you just slap that shit together? Nah, dog. Everything on it is perfect. From the material on the shirt to the shirt that was chosen, everything's quality, bro. Okay? All right? Glad you got your shirt, brother. Now I don't have to worry about you complaining that you didn't get it. Now you know why it took so long. All right? Appreciate that. Raider Chris. Okay, Big Boy's a Raider fan. I did not know that. Hey, man, like I said before, man, there's a lot of us. Especially if you're in the entertainment industry. If you're in the entertainment industry, it doesn't really bode well for you to be a fan out front like that. Because you're going to alienate all the other people who are fans of other teams. If you notice, you probably can't even tell yourself and really know who's a fan of what team. Now, you know Ice Cube because he was in NWA. Like, that's a 50, almost a 60-year-old man. His group was wrapped around a football team. Okay? Back in them days, it's easy for you to be able to do that. But now, The biggest stars, you can't tell what team they're on, bro. You can't tell what team they like. Because they don't want you to know. They don't want to alienate nobody. Okay? Like they don't want nobody to say, "Hey man, I'm not buying his record, man, because he likes the Bills or he likes the Broncos." Okay? Nah, he's like, "Hey man, I need everybody to like my shit." So you have an artist like 50 Cent. 50 Cent wears everybody's cap. He's from New York. I've seen him wear a Niner cap, a Raider cap. I've seen him wear a Kansas City cap. I've seen him wear cap. He don't even care. It's like whatever city he's in, that's what he's wearing. Like they come to the city, they're putting your jersey on and they're putting your hat on. That's it. Because they're not walking around like I am. You know, I'm a Raider fan. I go do a show in Philadelphia. I better have on my Sixer shit and don't have on no damn Eagle shit. Y'all, oh man, I thought he was. So you can't. That's why they don't do all of that. They don't put it out there because they're going to be judged by that. All right. So that's why you didn't know Big Boy was a fan of the Raiders, because he ain't no reason to tell you. Ain't no Raiders in this city. He needs to be acting like he's down with whatever's cracking. Oh, the Rams is winning, cool. He'll be at the Rams game. He ain't going to be wearing no Raiders shit. Okay. And if he goes to the Chargers game and the Raiders ain't playing, he ain't wearing that shit either. He's going to have on some of that Power 106 shit on. That's what he's going to have on. Okay? All right, man. Okay? Raider Chris says, I'm in Jose, man. Salute the East Jose, bruh. MP Hood on mine. Raider Chris. All right, man. Patrice said facts. Be over somewhere by the seminary of all the bad news. I got to be careful. Like, the hills was fine. It was them flats, P. The flats where you had the trouble at. Okay? But I always made sure that I knew what it was. Okay? Even in my adult years when I'm like, okay, I'm about to go over and go see somebody, and it's late. Like, I'm going to call you when I'm outside. Like, you're going to have to cut the light on. You're going to have to come to the door. They got to see me. They got to see me get out of my car and see you there. They got to see, put on this porch light, P. Put that porch light on. You come to the door and greet me. Oh, hey, okay, well, come on, blah, blah, blah. So they can actually, them wolves can actually see I ain't a sheep. Oh, okay. You going over Melanie house. All right, for sure. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we about to bip his shit, especially now. Okay. I don't even know how you could be in Oakland, man, and park your shit down. They just break your window and just take everything out your shit. Okay? Only take them a second for them to go in your car. All right? Okay? Jose said never play with Oakland. Don't play with Oakland, but not just Oakland. Salute to the O. Don't play with Oakland. Don't play with Richmond. Don't play with Vallejo. Don't play with Hunters Point. Don't play with East Palo Alto. Come on, dog. There's a whole bunch of places you don't play with. You don't play with Stockton. Certain places in Stockton you don't play. There's all kinds of places you don't play, bro. You don't play in Seaside, all up and down that whole coast. There's places everywhere, bro. Okay? All over. You better know where you're at. Okay? Straight up. Especially now. Okay? All right, man. Play around if you want to. Okay? Raider Chris said, my great uncle was my influence. Said, my uncle was a Raider fan. My dad was a 49ers fan, but I could never be a Niner fan. Well, like I said. You know, my father knew what it was. I was over. You don't give me no burger and fries and give me all those autographs and I'm in there looking. I'm like, wow. Ken Stabler, Fred Belitnik, they right there, bro. Playing pool and shit. With some shoobs. With some shooby doobies in there and some Hell's Angels in there. Had the jukebox playing some Leonard Skinner up in there. I'm like, shit, they wasn't playing no damn. They was in there. Shit. Y'all like, man, shit, I'm a Raider fan. I don't care what y'all talking about. So I'm back at 37 Avenue, Thursday on the Hagenberger Road in East Oakland. So straight up, dog. Straight up. Okay? I'm telling you. All right? And now, inside of the Mandalay Bay, they have a bar in there. It's called the Flanker. The Raider bar that's in Mandalay Bay is called the Flanker. Why? Because of the Flanker that used to be in Oakland. That's where I met Coach Pierce at. When I was standing outside and everybody was in line, and Coach Pierce came right up to me because I was at the door and I got to talk to him, and he took the unfiltered beanie and I chopped it up with him and all of that shit, shook his hand and told him I had to support the channel, and he was coming to the channel and all of that in front of the flanker. And I told my dad about it. I said, Dad, I met my coach today. He's like, how you do that? So he's in Vegas, and I said, in front of a bar that's inside of Mandalay Bay. And he said, oh yeah. I said, guess what it's called? He said, what? I said, the flanker. My dad started laughing. He said, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense why you met Coach Antonio Pierce at the flanker with your history with the real flanker. He goes, did you tell him about that? I said, no, I didn't get a chance to tell him, but I was too busy telling him about the channel and all of that. So when you're a real Raider, real shit happens. Okay? That's just how it works. All right, man. Justin, Oakland had a great draft. Yes, they did. I love it. Ray Flores, I was too slow to play fullback. Damn, I thought you was from the town. No, man, I'm not from the town. I ain't gonna never claim that I'm from the town, but I was in the town a lot. Okay? A lot. I got a lot of people. I had boys that went to McClymonds, boys that went to Skyline, boys that went to Tech. Okay? My boy had a recording studio up on High Street, up there by the Oakland Zoo. I used to be there all the time. I always rolled with cats from the O, bruh. Used to go to Dwayne Wiggins' studio in West Oakland. Rest in peace, D. Wiggins. I used to be in Oakland all the time, and you don't even want to talk about the clubs. I was in Sweet Jimmy's on Tuesday nights, bruh. Okay? I didn't say Jeffrey's. Everybody was going to Jeffrey's. I mean Sweet Jimmy's on a Wednesday night, because that was karaoke night. I was always in the O, bruh. Always. Okay? That's when the real PIs used to be in it. PI till I DIs would be Wednesday night at Sweet Jimmy's. I'd be there. I'd be at the Rusty Scupper out there at Jack London. I'd be on Broadway getting me something to eat at Nations. Stop playing with Shaq. I was all over. I was at Quickway over there by the damn Lake Merritt. I was everywhere. I was all over Oakland. All over, bruh. Okay? All right? All over. And I grew up in that stadium in Oakland. But my father worked in Oakland. And my favorite barbecue spot in history, Hagenberg and East 14th Street by the name of Flint's. Stop playing with me, man. Not Everett Jones. Flint's. Flint's, baby. I used to go to Flint's. Drive up there, man, especially when I was in college. I drive up to Oakland. I go to Flint's, because I didn't eat no pork, still don't. Get me beef hot link. Cut that shit up. Get me a grape, or get me an orange, or get me a strawberry, what we call get me a nigga red, and sit out there and watch the pimps on the whole stroll and the girls coming up and down. I just be sitting in there with my white piece of bread, dipping, not International Boulevard, not East 14th. Dipping in my shit, eating it, watching the fights, watching the pimps fight, watch all that shit. I would say all the time. Always in Oakland, bro. Okay? Straight up. Salute to the O, man. I had a lot of good times in Oakland. Okay? A lot of good times, especially at the Oakland Coliseum, that entire facility. Warrior games, concerts. Man, I done seen everybody up in there, dog. Okay? I done been to so many concerts up in there in Oakland Coliseum, dog. All right? You don't even understand. Okay? All right, Jose said a Raiders bar would have been special. Ricky Sports Lounge at San Leandro. Now, Ricky Sports Bar, I never really went over there. I've been by it one time, tried to go, it was so packed we couldn't even get in. But I would just go to my boy's house, because remember when we used to have the blackouts, John Bankhead, where they would black everything up because the Raiders games wouldn't sell out and the NFL wouldn't let us watch the games. Man, I had my boys, we have everywhere to go. So instead of me going to Hyatt Ricky's, I would, because everybody was there. I know Gruden used to be up in there all the time. It was just too many people in there. Okay. I would go to the strip clubs, dog. I forgot the name of the strip club in San Leandro. There was a strip club down there in San Leandro, man. I go to the strip club and go watch the games. Because they would have the feed on there, man. I get to see Sapphire, Brandy, and all of them in there. I see all of them in there and be in there with me and a couple of my boys, and we go down there, man, and we would always be able to be in there, man, and just be some shooby doobies in there. We watch the game, and everything will be gangster. Okay, all right, man. Okay, Chris said I want to see the Raiders get the number 4 before I go. It's gonna happen. All right, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right, man. John Bishop, I'm not a Raider fan, but I was born a Raider. My dad missed my birth because he was at a Raider game. That's all I know. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, he was where he was at, bro. That's all I can say, dog. Okay, he was where he was. Okay. All right, man. You're one ring member. One ring counts. Be fortunate you got that one, dog. But we about to get another one. It's our turn. Okay? It's our turn. For everybody that's always talking about we haven't won in so long, it's only been 42 years. It took Kansas City 50 years to win theirs. From 1970 to 2020. It took them 8 years longer than we're sitting at right now. So right now, add 8 more years, and then they won. I don't think it's going to take us 8 years to win a Super Bowl. I think now the clock is ticking. All right, man. Marty Lowe, 1985 Patriots. Best way to beat the Raiders. Dolphins home. I won turnover battle. Had to face the Bears. 85 no business. The Raiders would have finished the battle. Yeah, man. That 85 Bears, man. That team was legendary. Okay. And he advised about Cliff Branch, brother Shaq. I know we drafted his brother Zachariah. We didn't draft Zachariah Branch. We didn't draft Zachariah Branch. Zachariah Branch did not go to the Raiders, bro. That's not true. As far as Cliff Branch, I met Cliff Branch. There's a story behind that too. And I got an autograph in here. Okay. But yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. All right, man. Went to that Raiders Pats game, man. 1970 that playoff game. Oh, Ralphie Dale. Oh, that's crazy. Said Reggie Green, Shaq's an OG in the nation. Yes, I am. 52 years, bro. Okay, 52 years on mine. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. As a kid, my dad took me to the 49ers game and said, know your enemy. Hey, man, I didn't know, during you be a lot younger than me, but during my time, it wasn't a rivalry. The 49ers and Raiders didn't become a rivalry until the 49ers won their Super Bowl in 82 when they beat the Bengals. They weren't a rivalry for us. They just wasn't. It's like here in LA, the Clippers and the Lakers. What rivalry is there? We like to call them the LA strippers. Like, the strippers are not competition for the Lakers. Now, the strippers do be winning regular season games, but they ain't got no chips. So when stripper fans try to act like it's a rivalry, it ain't. You ain't got no chips. Y'all ain't never won shit. Okay? Lakers got 16 championships. Y'all don't got none. How's that a rivalry? So we had 2 Super Bowl wins and the 49ers didn't have any. So, I mean, how was it a rivalry when I was growing up? It wasn't. My rival was the Pittsburgh Steelers. And to this day, if you're an OG Raider fan, you'll never say Kansas City is your biggest rival. Your biggest rival is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the reason why I don't have 7 rings. I should have 7. I have 3. Okay? You know why I have 3? Because out of the 7 times we played those fools, they beat me 4 out of 7 times. And all I had to do was beat them and I would have had 4 more rings. I should be sitting like this. But Pittsburgh did this. Nope. Pittsburgh, my biggest op. I don't know about y'all. Y'all give Kansas City way too much love, props. You give the Chargers too much props. You give the Patriots too much props. You give all these teams too much props. I lost Super Bowls behind the Steelers, bro. Kansas City ain't never stopped me from winning no Super Bowl. Chargers ain't never stopped me from winning no Super Bowl. Broncos ain't never stopped me from winning. Wait a minute. One time the Broncos stopped me from winning the Super Bowl, but they went 77 when they had that. When we played the Broncos in 77, and they got a bullshit call on us But then they went to the Super Bowl and played against the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Dorsett, his rookie year, and that fearsome foursome defense, not fearsome foursome, I mean that doomsday defense. Ed Too Tall Jones and Charlie Waters and all of them, and Roger Staubach kicked their backs in, and I was laughing. Okay, so guess what? They're not my ops. My ops is the Steelers. Okay, 4 of those 6 that they got, they beat me to get. So I need to get my rings back. All right. Okay, man. James Nelson, when they first started, they knew you were ready for life. There ain't no way you was gonna switch sides. Dude, I didn't even know what that was. I was a little kid, bro. I was a little boy. Like, y'all acting like I was a grown-ass man walking in there. I was a kid, dog. But they knew I was talking about it all the time, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I had never even been to a Raider game. I never been to a Raider game when that happened. I never even been in there. It was just something about them. I wanted to go in there. I just wanted to go. I mean, I wanted to go in there for so bad. I was reading about it. My friends were telling me about it. I watched the games and all of that. I wasn't a fan yet. I wasn't mature enough to be a fan. I wasn't mature enough yet. I was like, okay, I like it's kind of like you just like something. Like, I like it, but, it wasn't like how it is now. But shit, walking in there and having all those dudes, all those guys, those legends in there, bro, treat me the way they treated me. Man, gave me a burger, man, gave me a Coke, gave me some fries, man. Shit was greasy. I didn't care. They just slapped something together, man. Guy was back there. Somebody just came over there. We got the pool table, started cooking some shit for me, man. But burger, man, shit, I ate it. Had my Coke. Okay? They didn't even have the... Nah, man, it was the 70s, bro. Coke bottles, what are you talking about? You ain't had no damn fizzer and shit and all that shit y'all used to. Y'all skinny jean wearers. Y'all don't understand, bro. Ain't had none of that. It was Coke bottle, bloop, pop the Coke bottle, man, pour the Coke in, give it to the kid. What are you talking about? I was in there trying to take in everything. Everything. I could barely see, man. Cigarette smoke, everything was in there. Hazy. I mean, damn, women in there walking around scantily clad and everything. I wasn't supposed to be in there, dog, but I was in there, though. And my father is around to corroborate. He already did it already. He came in and I said on and he said, yeah. He said, yeah, you was in there. You wasn't supposed to be, but you was in there. What could any team do after that? You tell me what y'all could have did. Niners could have told me, hey, man, you can come down here and be on the field with us. I still would have been like, okay, I'll come down on the field, man. But shit, it was over. And it was the right move. Because all these years later, where am I at? Right where I'm supposed to be. Okay, Daniel Martinez says that's a good story right there. It's a good story, Daniel Martinez, because it's a true story. That's what makes it good. What makes it good is it's true. And it has been corroborated and proven because there's too many people. Oh, man, that didn't happen. You can tell if somebody's making some shit up. You can tell you're smart enough and you've been around long enough to tell if somebody's capping and making some shit up. Now, you may not like my story because, haters don't like when you, but you could tell it was real because it's too detailed. Everything's matching up. There's no stutter and everything's just flowing from the survival scrolls. And there's plenty of people on here knew when my father came on here, was on there live, and I told, and he definitely told everybody, yeah, it did happen. But hey, there wasn't no camera phones, there wasn't nothing, no proof, bruh. I didn't get no pictures, there wasn't no shit like that, because I wasn't supposed to be in there. But what were they gonna do? They wasn't gonna do nothing to me. Cops wasn't gonna do nothing. Shit was the Raiders. All right, man, straight up. Usually say I feel less safe in East and West Oakland than I do in South LA. One of my homegirls who used to work for Warriors and big time Raider fan, season ticket holder, she was on Hagenberger Road at the Arco station. You know where Denny's used to be at? She was at that Arco station. Right across the street from there used to be the Holiday Inn. And across the street from there also has a Jack in the Box in there. Broad daylight. She went and pulled up to get some gas. She got out of her car She got robbed right there. Broad daylight. They robbed her in the middle of the day at a busy intersection. Nobody did shit. Come out your shit. Took her keys, took her wallet, took her purse, drove her car off. They was out. Broad daylight. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. The last time I was up there, gotta understand, my wife's from Baltimore. My son's born here in LA. So every time I go up there, I take my family to San Francisco. So took my wife up to San Francisco the first time because she had never seen the Golden Gate Bridge. Took her over there. It was a beautiful day. The last time I was up there, took her up to San Francisco, it was raining. It was beautiful, then it started raining. It's like, we got to get out of here. My son had never been up there. I was like, man, I got to drive. So every time I'm up there, I got to go over the Bay Bridge. Because when I left, the Bay Bridge was the old Bay Bridge, not that new part. The new part of the Bay Bridge is new. I was like, I never drove on it. I had been gone that long. I had never driven on the Bay Bridge since it's been built, the new section. So I got to drive over that. I got to drive by my shit. I go, Bay Bridge, go down in Embarcadero. I'm really a Bay Area nigga, okay? If you guys do not understand that, ask Justin Saw, ask anybody. Ask Patrice, ask Raider Trey, ask Bill Holloway, ask John Bankhead. Any of y'all that's from the soil, you know for a fact that I'm from the Bay. I'm a Bay nigga. Do not get it misconstrued, bro. Okay? To my core. All right? So we drive over. I'm like, I got to drive down the bridge. I ain't never drove on it. So I drove over it. You get down, you kind of like in Emeryville. You make that turn to try to go down. So we hit that turn to get on 880. I see the Oakland Tribune building, Patrice. I'm like, oh shit. I started feeling it. I started feeling it. I didn't feel it when I, all over everywhere else. I'm just, okay, I'm home. But when I saw that, I knew I was in Oakland. I'm like, oh shit. I see the Oakland Tribune building. And driving southbound, going towards Southland Mall, driving that way. Driving. Docks are right here. I was like, yeah. I cross across the Broadway exit. I was like, man, yeah, bro. I'll tell my wife, yeah. She was like, yeah, I know. Wife was like, I know you used to have fun here. Your women are, you used to have fun here. Oh, yeah, dog. I'm driving, man. I'm like, woo, yeah, man. I'm driving, man. All of that was beautiful. Until I started seeing the stadium. I started seeing the Coliseum, dog. And started getting closer and closer. That's my shit. I'm driving. What in the hell happened? That shit was dilapidated and ran down, bro. It looked horrible. It looked like some damn tumbleweeds from the damn Wile E. Coyote in the damn Roadrunner cartoon was blowing by. That shit looked like a good can of paint would have killed it. It was bad, bro. You don't even understand how deflated I was. I'm like, what the? Now understand, I took my wife, she had never been to a professional football game before, and her first professional football game was from me, and it was the Baltimore Ravens versus the Oakland Raiders, and I took her up there for our birthdays. So she'd been there. She was like, dang, I don't remember it looking this bad. I said, this place looks horrible. Absolutely horrendous. I was going to get off. Now, understand, I got my son in the car. I was going to get off on Hagenberger, drive over there, park by the gate, get my son out, tell the wife to take some pictures. Hell no. I did not get off that exit. I kept driving straight. She's like, I thought you wanted to take a picture. I'm like, hell no, look at this shit. Do you know what's going to happen if we pull over? No. Got our son in the car. I didn't even stop in Oakland, bruh. For nothing. Not gas. Not for anything. I drove straight to San Leandro and went to the Nike clearance store. That's where I went. For those of you guys that are still in the Bay. I went to the Nike clearance store up there in San Leandro. That's where we went. At the little outlet. That's where I went. Went in there and bought me some shit. Okay? I didn't even stop. I was like, man, I'm not stopping in Oakland, period. That's how disappointed I was, bro. Okay? All right, man. Raider Chris, MP Hood on mine. Okay? Stockton, that's true. Hey, dude. You're looking at a dude who was everywhere. I was everywhere and I was all over. And Stockton? You got to be careful up there. I used to be on Hammer Lane up there in Stockton off of I-5, bro. Because, of course, I had a reason to be over there. Everywhere, every city that I laid my head, there was a reason. Okay? And I'm telling you, that was not a go-nowhere place. And Stockton was not the, oh, we're going out and none of that. You go out with your girls. I go out with my boys. I'll be over there later. There wasn't no, we're going to go to the movies and we're going to go here and we're going to go to this little club and this little bar. Hell no. Stockton, the stock? Hell no. Hell no. Nope. That was a sneaky link late. I was not going, no. Like because I knew what it was. You got to know where you're at. John Bishop in the house, man, with the $4.99 dono, man. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. Okay. All right, man. Staber said he read the game plan by the light of the jukebox. David Rainey knows I'm telling the truth. What did I say that was in there? A jukebox. Where do you think he was at reading the playbook? At the flanker. With the jukebox. It was dark in there, bro. The only reason why there was light where I was sitting was because the kitchen was right where I was sitting. So the guy was in the kitchen. He had the kitchen light on in the kitchen because he wasn't really a cook. He was just making food because somebody wanted something to eat. So I was the bar was like, it was shaped like a 7. So you walk in, okay, building here, real small, super small. Pull in, some stalls there, cars basically backed up on each other, whatever. Park, walk in, pull the door, like a small little bar. And then when you walked in, the bar was like right there, and then you have like a curved part right here. And then the kitchen was right here. They sat me there. So when somebody would come through the door door would open. When the door opened, light, because it was in the daytime. Obviously, I wasn't there at night. It was daytime when I did. It was daytime. It was not nighttime. So when they opened the door, it was so dark, and then when somebody would open the door, the sunlight would come. Hey, who got the door? But who's coming in? So they would open it up, and then I could see. Plus, the guy was there cooking, so I could see. They could see me, and I could see as far as the light would shine in there. I could see, but the guys would come over. Hey, kid, you go. Who's your favorite Raider? Who's this? Who that? Do all that kind of stuff. Okay, so Stabler was definitely reading by the jukebox, bro, and the jukebox was lit up. They had a little Kurzweil jukeboxes. He'd be over there, and they were smoking a cigarette. Okay, all right, Patrice. When you grow up going over to Oakland because your dad every single weekend, you kind of from there, so to speak. Yeah, but I have so much respect for I would never try to claim that I'm an Oakland native. I would never do that. Okay, but I got a lot of respect because I was there a lot. I mean, I did everything that the kids did. So, and plus, we would when I started playing Pop Warner football, we would play the Oakland Dynamites, which was their Pop Warner football team, and we play at Oakland Tech. So I played football there too, at Oakland Tech on that field. Okay, I've scored touchdowns on that Oakland Tech field when I was a kid. So I always got respect from people from Oakland because I always played it like I was supposed to play it. They say, oh man, you practically from here, but that's them saying, that's y'all saying it, P. It ain't me saying it. Okay, I was never, brazen enough to try to act like I was from the O. I wasn't, but I was there every weekend and I was everywhere they were at. Okay, so anytime I was there, and I met people from Oakland, like, you from here? Nah. Oh man, you ain't from here, bro. No, I'm not. But my peoples is from here. I start dropping names on folks. CP, once you start dropping names on families and families, the Smith family, the Johnson family, Williams family, blah, 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 woo, 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 play ball with them, play over here, da, 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 da. Oh, damn, you know them too? Oh, shit. You practically from here. I'll be like, yeah, I ain't say it. But I loved when they did, though. But, I was there. Like I said, man, I was eating everything they was eating. Okay? Go up there, man. When the Muslim bakery was in there, I go to Muslim bakery, man, get me a final call, man, get me a fish sandwich, and get me a bean pie. I was in there all the time talking to them sisters. I wasn't no Muslim, but I was always talking to them. I'm telling you, I spent my time up there. I had my respect, but I never tried to act like I was from the soil, bro. Never did. Never did. Okay? Even when I was in college, a lot of you people who are definitely natives, I had one of my African American studies teachers when I was in college. She was really close to a teacher for Felix Mitchell. Y'all remember Felix Mitchell? Those y'all from the O, Felix Mitchell, Felix the Cat Mitchell, Little D. Now I'm really about to let y'all know that I'm from the Bay, because I'm gonna start naming names up there who's in the game. Okay, Lil D, Felix the Cat. My teacher in college, when she was talking about, she was from Oakland, and she was been in the school system, and I started asking her questions in class. She was like, "You from Oakland? You know a lot." I said, "No, I'm not from Oakland." "How do you know so much?" I had to explain for everybody. It's like, "How do you know so much? Your family up there? No. Your grandmother there? No." I knew everything, P. I knew all the D boys. I knew everything. It was cracking. Everything, all the DJs, all the break dancers, all that. I knew everything, bro. Okay, so, but I never claimed the O, but I claim it out of respect, but not as me being, a native. All right, okay, straight up. 87th in Plymouth. Hey man, 87th. Salute to the 80s. All right, Castlemont. Yep. I mean, all them schools up there. Okay, all them schools up there. East Oakland. Okay. Allen Temple Baptist Church. Okerdam. Yeah, man. Always wanted to go to Okerdam University. Okerdam University. Yeah, man. Club Silk. Oh, man. Silks. Cerebs. Dude. My boys were scared to go to Silks. I wanted to go to Silks so bad, bro. Cerebs. I wanted to go to Silks, man, but my boys, they're too scared. We can go to city nights or something over in Frisco or South Bay, Beehive, and DB Cooper's or whatever clubs, but they didn't want to go to Silks. I said, I want to go to Silks, bro, and they never wanted to go until one time I said, you know what, man, I'm going solo dolo. I went to Silks once, and I went by myself. But I knew when I got in there, I was going to run into a bunch of Oakland people I knew. But I went by myself, bro. They like, "Where you going?" "I'm going to Silks." "Oh, man, it's crazy up in there, dog, man. Oh, man. They said, "Oh, man, the girls in there, man, they got bullet holes and cigarette burns." Oh, they were saying crazy stuff, dog. They're scared. I was like, man, I'm going in there. So I went to Silks. That place was humongous, bro. It was like probably one of the biggest clubs in the Bay Area I had ever been in. It was like a warehouse. It was big as shit. Went in there, dog. It was dark. It was by myself, bro. All I remember from that night, not that I was faded or nothing, because I was too smart for that. I didn't stay that long. I was just in there like, okay, I'm gonna come in there and just check it out. All I know, man, there was a big ass group of people, man, and they were dancing, bro. And there was this one dude. There was a dude in there that was dancing his ass off. He was cooking everybody, bro. All those 80s dances, he was cooking everybody, bro. He was cooking everybody. In there, dancing. That's when you did the routines and shit. He was killing it. I was like, damn, I was a good dancer, but damn, this cat was killing everything, bro. Big ass crowd. Big ass crowd. Cats had money out. They was betting on, dudes was betting like, hey man, I got boo 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 boo. They was betting, they was doing all that shit there. I was like, man, I just remember the dude. I was like, okay, man, that dude, I stood there for me about 10, 15 minutes, but I was like, let me walk through here some more. Because I just wanted to be able to say I went in there, walked around, and I left, went to Frisco. Anyway, the next time I saw this dude, the next time I saw this guy, I was like, man, that's the dude I saw at Silks, bro. This dude had a record. Dude had an album. Album was out and was all over everywhere. You know who that was? MC Hammer. Hammer, that's who I saw that night. Because he had the Cazelle glasses. He had the hair shaved on the side. He had the curl on the top. He had a little ponytail in the back. And he was doing Michael Jackson spins like it wasn't shit. I saw MC Hammer before he was Hammer. Next time I saw him, dog, and I saw that dude, I was like, hey, that's the dude I saw at Silks. Hammer, I am. It's Hammer. That's the guy I saw that night. It was a couple years before that, like maybe about 3 years before he blew up. But I saw that dude, and he was winning money for cats. He was killing everybody, bro. Everybody tried to go up against him. Girls coming out, they was trying to do their little shit. that dude was. I'm like, damn, this guy good as shit. I'm like, damn, that boy off the hook. But I didn't know who he was until like 2 or 3 years later. I saw an album, and then I saw a video. I was like, yo, that's the same dude. What's his name? Hammer. But he was MC Hammer, the Holy Ghost boy. Remember that? John Bankhead. People from my era. Y'all know when he first came out, he was known as MC Hammer, the Holy Ghost boy, because he was a Christian rapper. Remember? Before he got signed to Capitol, I told everybody, I said, that's the dude I was telling you about. So that time you went to Silks, and I said, yeah, that dude, that's the dude. Guess what? I guess I was right, wasn't I? So yeah, man, straight up. Jay Davis said the 85 Bears had won a Super Bowl, could have won another Super Bowl. Yeah, man, Willie Gault is a friend of mine, man, and I've been to his house, and I actually held that Super Bowl trophy, because when you win a Super Bowl, you get a small one like this. You get a small one. Not you get the team gets a big one, but each player gets a handheld Super Bowl trophy. Lombardi, it's about this big. And if you go to Facebook and you go look at my pictures and you scroll back far enough, you'll see me with Willie Gault holding up his trophy. So I've actually held that little trophy before. But that team, you wasn't beating that team. They only lost one game. I think it was 15-1. All right. Yeah. All right, man. What's going on, man? FMH, man. Bill with the $2 dono. All right, man. El Cap channel. That's all we do, Bill. Bill's on here. Bill knows I'm telling the truth. Bill knows me since 6th grade. But that's why I'm a Raider. It's my dad's fault. He did it. He took me in there, man. He took me in there. His co-worker was like, hey, man, they said bring him by anytime. My dad was just like, Finally, he just said, okay. But he knew. I said, well, later on, I had called him and asked him. I said, hey, Dad, so how did y'all set that up that night? He said, well, what happened was that I was in there, and he called over. I was like, well, maybe You know, maybe this weekend will be good. The Raiders are in town, you know. So I said, well, why didn't my brother go? He was like, hey, Mick, that wasn't going to happen. So he told my mom he was taking me somewhere. He didn't really tell her where he was taking me. So when they got to the office, his boy called to find out, hey man, can my buddy bring his son over? And they were like, yeah, bring him over. Yeah. So my dad told me they had it all kind of set up a little bit. So, but hey man, you ain't beating that, bro. You're not beating that story up. I don't care what team you're talking about. And nothing's beating that. You want to have a kid be your fan? Do that. You want a kid to be your fan for life? Do something like that. Then you will never have to worry about them not being loyal. Okay? Straight up. All right, man. Never get it misconstrued. All right, man. Patrice with the $4.99 dono. Thank you, P. Willie, man. You really think Fernando is that dude? You have to see something before I even buy a jersey of his. Well, man, is it my responsibility to think he's that dude? It's not my responsibility to think that he's that dude, bro. That's not my job. Okay? My job is to root for my quarterback. What I always do. Okay? You're my quarterback. I root for you. Now, in between plays and TV timeouts and that type of shit, halftime, I'm gonna talk about you like a dog. Before the game, I'm gonna talk about you like a dog. In the huddle, I'm gonna talk to you about a dog. I'm gonna talk to you about a dog until it's time to snap that football. When it's time to snap that football, I'm rooting for you. I've never rooted against a Raider quarterback in my life, including Jamarcus Russell. I've never rooted against a quarterback. Now, you can get critiqued. There ain't nobody above a critique. All right? But I ain't never rooted against one of my quarterbacks, ever. Okay? So he's going to be one of my quarterbacks. I got to believe in him until he shows me that he can't be. But I'm a three-ringer. No matter what he does, I still walk away with 3. So that's my answer. And as far as buying a jersey, I only buy jerseys that are in the hall or classic ones. I got my own merch. I don't have to buy no jersey. So that's for you to decide. But I don't have to worry about whether or not he's going to do something or not. That's not my job. My job is to be supportive of my team. All right, man. Yeah, Bill, that place looked horrible, Bill. And even the sign, it said home of the Oakland A's. The sign looked like it was peeling off, bruh. Like, it was, the whole stadium around the outside was all green and yellow, green and gold, all the way around. The Warriors had already left and went to Chase Center. That shit was all raggedy. But the sign, it was hand painted. It looked like it was peeling off. I'm like, what the hell's going on? This place looks horrible. And the A's were still playing there at that time. It looked horrible, bro. All right, man. David Rainey, that's our guy. Stabler, man. I also pose him a playgirl. Oh, I don't know about the playgirl. With 2 women, of course. Video of him running high with 2 Broncos cheerleaders. Yeah, man. Yeah, Felix and the Hook Mitchell. Yeah, Hook Mitchell, the basketball player, man. Yeah, man. That Gary Payton and Damian Lillard and Jason Kidd will tell you that he was the best out of all of them. Okay, all out of every basketball player. But I heard stories about Felix Mitchell. I just remember seeing his funeral on the news when they had the horse-drawn carriage and all of that stuff for Felix and all of that. But my teacher, my professor, teachers in high school, my professor, she let me know. She was like, yeah, Felix I used to go over his house, man, on the weekends and clean his house up, and do maid work over there to get extra money. So Felix would give me like $300-400 a week just to come over there and, wash some dishes or some shit. She told me. She didn't tell the class that, but she told me once I started naming names and all these people. Okay? Yeah, it was on TV, John. Yeah, I saw it. Okay, stop playing, man. MC Hammer too short. Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. The guy that I saw that was dancing his ass off was Hammer, bro. That was him. I recognized him on the album cover. And he wasn't blown up yet. He was still an independent artist in the Bay. I just remember him. Okay? Remember it was him. I'm like, oh, this is the same dude. Hey. Said he's 62, could still dance. Yeah, he's off the chain. All right, man, John Bankhead. We knew about Hammer's crazy fans before I heard about him, Straight Up Gangsters. Who don't. Oh, yeah, man. Okay? Without question. Yeah, the Burrell family. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, off the hook. All right, man. Yeah. Yeah, one of my OGs, man, used to work for Lewis. Louis Burrell is Hammer's older brother. Louis Burrell, the Burrells. These rappers found out, bro. You want to know, you want to really know about Hammer? Go watch Redman talk about Hammer. His run-in that he had with Hammer. There's a bunch of dudes. You find out. Go ask a search, MC search from third base about Hammer. You find out real quick. When Hammer was with Death Row, Suge Knight never played around with Hammer. He played around with everybody else. He played around with Hammer for a reason. Okay? Understand that? All right, man. Bill said Fernando's the only one that's required to buy a Fernando jersey. That's true. David Rand, I remember when Vince Evans got called for lingering, man. Pretty ready and they had to punt. Yeah, man. Okay. Town business always. Yes. Let's go Knicks. Oh, the Knicks won? All right, man. Yeah, area, man. It's all good. All right, man. Run this. He said, Gary Payton was one of the people who helped him out as far as ushering him into when he got started as a rookie. You know why? You know why, Patrice? Because LeBron James used to play for the Oakland Soldiers, AAU team. LeBron James played on the Oakland Soldiers. Okay? That was an AAU team that was ran by Gary Payton's old manager. What was his name, man? What was Jerry from Oakland? What was his name, brother, man? He was Gary's first agent. What's his name, dog? He's from the old brother. Oh, man. What's his name? I can't think of his name. But LeBron played on the AAU team in Oakland called the Oakland Soldiers in the summer. Aaron Gordon played, who plays for the Nuggets, played for the Oakland Soldiers too. Went to high school with my nephew, who went to Oregon. So what was his name? Aaron Gibson, not Aaron Gibson. What's his name? Aaron. What was his name, man? Aaron. Damn, what's his name? Aaron Godwin. Somebody look it up, man. Gary Payton's first agent, Aaron Godwin, if I ain't mistaken. And he was also LeBron's manager when LeBron was coming in. So that's why, because him and Gary Payton had the same manager. Goodwin. Is it Goodwin? Aaron Goodwin or Aaron Godwin, Patrice? How do I know this? Because photographic memory. It's either Aaron Godwin or Goodwin. I think it's Godwin, if I ain't mistaken. So, but LeBron played AAU ball in Oakland, even though he was in from Akron, Ohio. He stayed in Oakland in the summer and played for the Oakland Soldiers. They still exist. People don't understand, man. People don't understand. Bron got love in Oakland. Oh yeah, David Hammer had zero problems with Suge. Zero. I got some Suge Knight stories, personal ones. Like I said, I should start another channel. I got a couple of meet and greets with Suge. Me. Me personally. Okay, I got a couple of Suge stories. Okay, I heard that Redman said that about Hammer. Oh, understand. He found out. Search had it even worse. Patrice says, I didn't know. Aaron Goodwin. How did I know that, P? How did I know that, P? How did I know that, P? When I say I got a photographic memory, I do. Something just tells me what it is, and Aaron Goodwin. I said it was Goodwin or Godwin, didn't I? Reason why I said Godwin's because my cousins are Godwins. Aaron Goodwin. I said it was either one of the two. Aaron Goodwin was Gary Payton's first manager. And he was the one who had LeBron James on the Oakland Soldiers AAU team, dog. That AAU team, LeBron was on it. Okay? And that's how Gary Payton became his vet. And for all these people, man, it always kills me to hear all these, you busters. You guys are busters, bro. We all know LeBron James ain't Michael Jordan. but neither is Kobe Bryant. But for everybody to be talking shit about LeBron, LeBron James has done more for his boys than any professional athlete ever. There's no professional athlete that's ever done more for his boys or people who had his back than Bron. All of Bron's boys are multimillionaires, bro. All of them. All that he went to school with. Maverick Carter and Randy Mims and what you call it is his boy that's engaged to Adele. Those are all his boys. They're all multimillionaires. He made all his boys multimillionaires. Every one of them. Okay? And how did he repay GP, bro? Patrice. You know how he repaid GP for all the shit that he did for him when he was coming up in the game? Okay? Rich Paul, his other boy. His boy Rich Paul got a mansion up there, living up in Sylvester Stallone's old house up there, up there in atop of Mulholland. LeBron made all his boys multimillionaires. Okay? He repaid Gary Payton by bringing him on, talking to Pat Riley to bring him over to the Heat, where Gary Payton got his only ring. GP has one ring. Guess where he got it at? Miami. With the Heat. Him, Dwayne Wade, and all of them. Who went over there and vouched for him to get him on the team? Who went to Pat Riley and said, yo, man, we got to get GP over here? To give GP the only ring that the glove has. Bron. The same cat that all these dudes talk shit about. But nobody in the league talks shit about Bron like that. Nobody. Because Bron takes care of his people. Okay? Bron takes care of his boys. Gary Payton has one championship ring without Bron's cosign. He retires without none. He's Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley Michael Jordan didn't help Charles Barkley win shit, and neither did anybody else. So they were always talking shit about Bron, man. But Bron takes care of everybody. Everybody's paid. Everybody's rich. Everybody's laid up with a celebrity. Everybody's driving a dope ass car. Nobody's broke. Your own friend won't even let you borrow $5 till payday. Your boy you kick it with every day won't even give you a couple of dollars for gas. But y'all talk about Bron, who done made all his boys multi-millionaires. Everybody's been around Bron. Everybody's got multi-millions. All of them, dog. I got friends now. I do for them. They never do nothing back. Ever. Yo, bro. Hey, man. My daughter, bro. Hey, man, you're coming to town, man. Hey, I know you know people, bro. Hey, man, da-da-da. Let me see what I could do. Hook them up. Not for you. You still owe me $20 from 1987. I did it for your daughter, dog. Not for you. You call me up, yo, dog, hey, man. No. Your girl, the kids. That's it, nigga. Stop calling me. I'm still Uncle Shaq. Yeah, I'm going to take care of my niece, but you, no. Trace, my girlfriend was just up in Cleveland. They had this new restaurant. The whole vibe says really nice. They're dancing and singing. That's beautiful. But like I just said, man, there's certain guys, man, you might not like their game. Liking somebody's game is one thing. That's fine. Anybody can be critiqued in between the lines. But when you start talking about people's their character, bro, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, dog. Because the proof is in the pudding, man. If everybody around you is eating, if you're eating like he's eating and everybody around you's eating, I'm a billionaire. But all my boys are multimillionaires. You don't get the pop it in regards to nothing. Okay? You know I like his game, but you don't get to pop it about he takes care of his people, and your favorite player don't take care of his people. You don't know nobody in his circle that got no money in their circle. Whoever your favorite cat is, they ain't did shit for them. You don't even know who they are. Bron made it for everybody. You don't even need me anymore. We could fall out. We don't never got to be cool again. Okay? You always gonna be rich because of what you did. Gary Payton, he took care of GP. Came right over there, man, and got him a ring. That second championship that Miami won, Gary Payton was on that team. He is a world champion. All right. Okay. Yeah, he's not the GOAT. LeBron's not the GOAT. That's not the issue. Nobody's the GOAT. Okay. Including Kobe. And that's the thing. Y'all talk about, y'all skip over Kobe and get on Bron. We've heard the Bron shit. Now, talk about Kobe as much as you talk about Bron, because everybody knows that Bron ain't. But y'all gonna go, well, he's the closest thing. He's the no. There's only one GOAT, bro. But y'all skip over Kobe though. Conveniently. You skip over him because you don't want to have that conversation. Just being honest. You don't get the shit on Bron by himself. You have to shit on every basketball player that's not Jordan. You got to shit on all of them. And y'all don't do that. Y'all shit on one guy, but you don't shit on nobody else. You need to shit on everybody. Everybody is behind Jordan. I don't care who's two. Don't matter who's number two. Y'all try to make number two be just as good as number one. No. It's one, everybody else shat on. That's it. Everyone else, L. There's only one dub, dog. There's only one W. You don't get the, y'all make excuses. Ain't no excuse. It's Jordan. Everybody else shat on, bruh. You can decide who gets shitted on first after Jordan all you want. But you don't get the nobody's Mike. And that's been my biggest argument when it comes to this. Everybody wants to talk about what LeBron ain't, but they don't want to talk about everybody else. How can Jordan be the GOAT, but you only judge him by one dude? That's what I don't understand. If you're the greatest of all time, why are you only getting, it only comes up when you're talking about one dude? But everybody else, they don't get brought up at all. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. You guys sound ridiculous when you guys are shitting on LeBron as much as you do, but you don't talk about nobody else. Like there's only two basketball players in the world. Like, I can understand if there was only two great basketball players ever, and then, yeah, LeBron needs to get all the smoke. But nah, man, y'all forgetting about Mamba, man. Y'all don't want to throw that Mamba shit out there. And when I was in the barbershops, Patrice, and they would do all that LeBron ain't Jordan shit, I'd always say neither's Kobe. Oh well, man. Hey, what are you getting excited for? He's close, man. It's neck and neck. It ain't no neck and neck, nigga. You crazy as shit. Where? When? There is no neck and neck, bruh. That damn 1984 to 1992 Michael Jordan, nobody was him. Kobe was the 1993 to 98. That's who you compare Kobe to. That Jordan, when he came back after he retired and played baseball, when he came back. Now you can bring in Kobe. But you don't get to bring Kobe on 84 through 92. You don't get there's nobody ever look like that dude. And you know who's the only person in media who says it right is Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas makes it clear that guy, nobody was him, bro. Nobody. Not one person was ever 84 through 92 Mike. Go back and look at the damn tape. There's nobody like that, bro. That dude does not have a peer. He don't have a peer. There's nobody that you could even put next to him. You the most athletic basketball players ever. Dr. J, Vince Carter, Cole, Bron. I can go back in the days. You talk about guys like David Thompson. None of these dudes had Mike's athleticism. No, none of them. None of them, dog. None of them. That dude is why he's the GOAT. The reason why Jordan is the GOAT is that 84 to 92 Mike that you can't find nobody that even matches up with him, dog. There's nobody. Nobody, bro. There's nobody that you ever heard of that had a set of rules made for him to stop him. The Jordan rules. Like, they had a rule book on this nigga. They had a whole scheme to stop Mike. Like, there was a book. Ask John Sally. Ask them fools. They had a book on Jordan, dog. They had rules. When Jordan was on the right side of the court, you push him left. If he was on the left side of the court, you push him left. Okay? If he was pushed left, you double him on that side. You try to trap him. Try to get the ball out of his hands. If he was in the air, you hit him. Throw him on the ground. There was no flagrants. They had a rule book called the Jordan. There's a book called the Jordan Rules. Kobe don't have no book called no damn Jordan Rules, and neither does Bron, and neither does Steph Curry or anybody else. Let me get out of here. All right, man. Love y'all, man. There's nothing to talk about. Y'all always bring up LeBron, but y'all never bring up nobody else, bro. Never. And I'm sick of that, man. Bring up everybody, bro. Everybody needs to get the smoke when it comes to Mike. Everybody. That dude is, there's nobody like him, bro. The person that's like him hasn't been born yet. Maybe in another 30, 40 years or something like that, or maybe next 20, there'll be somebody that'll be like that. But that dude, there ain't no competition for that dude. All right, man. Love all y'all, man. I'm at the check a filter.